AMRABAT. When McTominay's gone and you need someone, it's AMRABAT. When Fred is gone and you need someone, it's AMRABAT. Get in there, my son. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you. How are we all doing tonight, guys? Thank you very much for joining and getting in here. We've got plenty to discuss and get into tonight, guys. We have got some breaking news and some reports in regards to new Manchester United sign-ins, hopefully on the very near horizon. Thank you all for getting into the stream tonight. We've got plenty to discuss, so we will get into that in a minute. Welcome in everyone in the chat. Alan Partridge, Stephen Shipman, Colin, what's going on? Rajat, Stephen, John Vallandigham getting in here raw. Orlando, Must Play, Malps, how are you doing, lad? Paul Ennis, Busy number 2, Uncaged Squid, Chloe Jenkins, great to see you. Kieran Mallion, Rushmano, great to see you, my son. Duke of Rodtown, Larry Haas, what's going on? Sin Games, great to see you, bud. How you doing there, Mr. Sin Games? Ben Bray as well. Luan France, how you going there? Get in there, you legends. Thank you, everybody, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's show. We've got quite a lot to dissect and all the latest updates in regards to Sofyan Amrabat and Hojlund and all the other business that Manchester United are supposedly doing in this transfer window as well. So good to see you all. Do us a favour at the start of this show, though, and smash that like button. Vutinator says we've got 59 likes already. That's great. Keep hitting that like button. If you haven't done so, drop a little thumbs up on it. That would be much appreciated. Give us a little like. You know it makes sense. And if you're new to the show, of course, make sure you do subscribe to this YouTube channel, Flying Pig United. Get yourself subscribed. Get yourself involved in the chat. We always dip in and out of the chat and see what you legends are saying, so get involved. Big Q&A at the end also, so stick around. Hey there, Rushmano. He says, I smell Amrabat and Hojlund. What do they smell like, Rushmano? I would imagine that Amrabat smells like a, I don't know, couscous, and Hojlund smells like a meadow. Just got a feeling. But no, get in there, my son. I'm smelling them on the horizon as well. Come on, let's go. Smash a like. It really helps the channel, says Rushmano. Come on. Thank you, guys. Right, let's talk about it then, folks. So, in regards to Sofyan Amrabat, obviously the main headline tonight is deal agreed. That's what's being reported by various different outlets tonight, that there has been a deal reached, essentially between Manchester United and the player here, and also Fiorentina. We're awaiting confirmation from, the Tier 1 journos, but actually Fab's just retweeted himself, or at least, put an arrow down to his last tweet about Amrabat, that we're working on him, obviously. And we've got, just to give you the latest on Amrabat, so, there's many different outlets reporting it. Let's get into it and just see what you legends think about it. But check this out. So there's a very good respected journalist from Morocco who is reporting that Sofyan Amrabat will reportedly sign for Manchester United, and it's already done. This is the guy who's reporting it, Isa Amas, over in Morocco, who's reporting that this deal has already been agreed. So that's quite interesting. But beyond that, there's also a couple of other different outlets suggesting that he's chosen Manchester United and wants to come and play for us as well. What's going on there? Why are we going out of focus? This report here from Alfredo Padula says that contacts even in the day, the player has already chosen Manchester United, which is obviously very exciting news for us. To get this guy in. Hopefully it spells the end of melters like Fred and McTominay at this football club as well. Hopefully soon we can see outings of these players leaving the football club and then new guys coming in. Amrabat probably will be quite key to what Ten Hag's trying to do with his qualities that he can bring, his past master nature that he's going to provide, hopefully. So let's take a look at some of the other outlets reporting this news about it as well in regards to Sofyan Amrabat, just see what the latest situation is. Okay, so there's another report here, guys, from online here from MUFC MPB, which also is using Alfredo Padula as a source, that says, contracts today, Sofyan Amrabat has chosen to join Manchester United. So that's another outlet suggesting that that's the case. We've also got a bit more here as well on Amrabat's situation that says that Amrabat can be done for a base of 22 to 25 million plus bonuses to get it to 30 million. Important steps have already been taken today. So sounds like, there's obviously no problem with the player agreeing to play for Manchester United. There's no issues there. And obviously, I guess the finalizations have to happen with Fiorentina to figure out the add-on structure. Obviously, when we signed Onana, there was, I think, about a week where we'd known that it was actually agreed, essentially, and then they were just sort of thrashing out the finalizations of the deal to make up the add-ons and the bonuses and that kind of thing. So I think we're nearly at that stage. Obviously, it's not done yet. We don't say anything is done yet until it's been done, and obviously he's there holding the shirt with Ten Hag. And he looks like Ten Hag's little brother, to be fair, doesn't he? A little bit there. Two baldy legends. But, obviously this is very good steps. We're hearing lots of different outlets suggesting that that is the case. United have that big AMRABAT interest because he is a good player that's available for not a huge amount of money. He's better option, I think, technically speaking, than the likes of Fred, McTominay and these melters. Fred's obviously got interest from Saudi Arabia. There's a report that we're trying to basically get rid of some of these guys to finalise the AMRABAT situation. So that should be on the horizon, hopefully within the next week. MEN also reporting here that Manchester United reach agreement to sign Sofyan Amrabat. So interesting transfer news coming out tonight, guys. Get in there, my son. Sofyan could be a red sooner rather than later. Obviously, the word at the moment is could be. There still remains to be seen the finalisations of the deal, if we can get that deal reached with Fiorentina, but by all accounts, it's basically there so far. We're waiting for, Fab or David Ornstein or somebody like that to come out and give us a little bit more clarity on the situation. But lots of different places saying that this deal has now been agreed, which is excellent news for us. Good midfield options Ten Hag's acquired. So Mason Mount come in. We got the main man, Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro's the Don. I mean, just to give you a bit of background of what sort of AMRABAT might bring to the table here. So I don't think he is coming in to dislodge any of those guys that we've just mentioned. We've also got Christian Eriksen, remember, who's going to be a good squad player for us. But we're obviously having depth issues at Manchester United. We've got a good starting 11. We've got a good few players to come in and play midfield. But then beyond that, beyond the starters, we have got some issues there. So it's about improving on what we've got in the second string, essentially. So I think Amrabat will feature quite a bit for Manchester United. He's not coming in to take Casemiro's place. He's not coming in to take Bruno's place or Mason Mount's place. He'll be coming in to help out and obviously rotate and cover those guys. So whenever there is a game where you need to maybe drop Mason Mount, you need to drop even Casemiro, Amrabat is the type of guy that can play deeper for you. He can spread the play. He's got a great range of passing on him. So for that reason, he's quite a versatile player for us. If you need him to slot in even a little bit further up the pitch, he can do that. But he's obviously a central midfielder. He's somebody that can play for either Bruno or alongside Casemiro or instead of Casemiro. So that's why he is quite a good utilisation of, a backup player. Whereas like Fred and McTominay, both of those guys, you think about what they can provide you. Well, McTominay's got a bit of physicality about him. He's got a bit of Scottish grit and determination. But beyond that, he's not got the technicality. He's also not great, in my opinion, sitting in front of the back four. He's not the best defensive midfielder, if that's what you want to call it, because he's okay in the tackle, but he's not amazing in it, and he's also not got that distribution ability like some. Same goes for Fred, really. Fred is very decent in the tackle. He gets around, he makes those challenges. He's an energetic individual, but his range of pass, if you're talking about somebody playing a little bit deeper and trying to play it out, he's not your guy. He's a hot potato merchant, is Fred. So Amrabat's somebody that could come in and change the dynamic of that midfield a little bit when we need to try somebody else there, like when Cassie's banned, because let's face it, Cassie will be suspended at some point, and if he's injured or if somebody else is injured next to Casemiro, or you need somebody to come in, Amrabat's your guy. So we looked at some of his statistics the other day on the channel, and in terms of passing and forward passing and getting the play going, he was one of the very best over in Serie A last season at doing so. And his long passes, I think he played like 9.77 successful long forward passes per game. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about the sort of player he is, which actually translated to being in the top 1% of players doing that within Europe's top 5 leagues. So that sort of gives you an idea of the type of player we'll be signing. Somebody that can spread the play, somebody that can pass it around, can play deep, can play a little bit more, advanced if you need him to, alongside, say, Cassie, who will, of course, be our main CDM choice. So really, really looking forward to seeing a little bit more on this matter. All the outlets we have suggest that, the ones that I've showed you here suggest that we have reached an agreement, essentially, to sign Sofyan Amrabat. The terms of this deal will come out over the next 24 to 48 hours, hopefully, and that will give us a bit more clarity on the matter. But yes, so if you listen to Alfredo Padula, Italian source there, he's suggesting that 22 to 25 million is the figure that will get the deal done, along with 5 million in add-ons. So that takes the deal up to about 30 million euros, which, in all fairness, for Manchester United to spend on a player of his quality, I think is actually a bit of a bargain. We've overpaid on certain players like Mason Mount because of the homegrown status of the guy and getting him from a rival, etc. But this guy, as is the case, you get somebody who's not English, you get somebody from a different league, there's way better value there. So this guy's decent value. But let's just ask the live chat for a bit of fun. How much do you think Sofyan Amrabat is currently worth in euros? Let's not go pounds. Let's go continental, guys, seeing as we're buying him from the continent. Let's go euros. How much do you reckon he's worth here, peeps? Let's find out your thoughts and opinions. Yeah, not surprised, not 40 million. Exactly. So 30 million is a good value deal for Man United. We'll see what the add-ons take it up to, but at the moment it's looking like 22 to 25 up front, with extra 5 million in add-ons taking it to around about 30 million euros. So I think that represents decent value for money for Manchester United for a change. Usually we get absolutely bent over when it comes to signing players. By the way, we've got 350 legends in here. Make sure you smash the like button, everybody, if you're just joining the stream, and get yourself subscribing. We're on here every night and every day, covering the latest United news in a no BS way. Nathan Phelps says 25. Jamie thinks only 20 million. Come on. Mainu looks quality. I think Mainu does look absolutely fantastic, doesn't he? Just on Kobbie Mainu very quickly. So we've also got Mainu. When you think about options for our midfield, it's not just those players that I've mentioned, obviously, Eriksen and Cassie and Mount and Bruno, and then you got McTominay and Fred, who hopefully we'll be seeing sent away soon, transferred away. But Kobbie Mainu has been a bit of a breakout talent over the last sort of 12 months, and certainly in pre-season, the first few games we've seen from him, he looks brilliant. And here's a report from Rob Dawson from ESPN, via MUFC MPB, which reports that there has been strong interest in Kobbie Mainu from clubs in the Championship and League One to take him on loan. But the answer from Manchester United so far has been a firm no. League One? Kobbie Mainu, League One? You're having a bloody laugh. I personally think, I mean, obviously it's early days for this guy. He's only 18. But I personally think that he's ready. He's ready to come and play some sort of a bit part role in Manchester United squad. Yeah, he probably will be a backup. He probably will be a rotationary player at very best. He's only 18. You don't want to give these people too much responsibility too early on and maybe, you know, kickstart his development too quickly. You want to bring him along nicely. But at the same time, I think he is good enough, guys. So what do you think about Kobbie Mainu staying at Manchester United? Do you think we should keep him in this summer transfer window, or would you loan him out? Let's have a vote in the live chat. So for me personally, I would actually keep him. I'd get rid of Fred and McTominay, get rid of those melters, sign Amrabat, keep Kobbie Mainu around the gaff, and then we've got a great host of midfield options. You've got a young, hot prospect in Kobbie Mainu who could certainly, you know, go on to do great things. And if you utilise him well and give him good game time and experience, in a year's time, he could be a heck of a player. And he's only young. Stay, says Nathan. Keep, says Alan. Mainu needs to do more, says Must Play. Keep, says Jamie. Keep, says Philip Chapman. 100% keep him, says Rushmano. Keep, he needs feeding into the first team. Spot on. So if you get rid of those guys that are proven to be rubbish, see you later on Scott McTominay to West Ham for 25 mil. Bye-bye Freddie Fred to Saudi Arabia. You buy Amrabat. You've got Eriksen, Amrabat, Casemiro, Mount, and also Bruno Fernandes, and then Kobbie Mainu can come in and do a job for you as well. And he'll be young, he'll be getting game time, and he'll be developing. He looks very good, doesn't he? Hey, AML, you legend. Great to see you, lad. Get in there, you beauty. He looks like a freaking Don. You said it better than I ever could, my man. So, yeah, hopefully we do keep him. Most people in the live chat here think that we should keep him. Certainly this report that's come out here to suggest that United have had a lot of contact from teams in League One and the Championship, I think that's got to be off base. If Ten Hag decides that maybe he's better getting experience elsewhere and playing in a different league for a different team, then I don't think he should go and play in League One. Maybe the Championship at the very least. You saw Amad Diallo out on loan in the Championship last season doing well. But honestly, Kobbie Mainu, for me, I would keep him based on what we've seen from him in pre-season this year. He looks ready. He's actually quite a physical player as well. I know he's reasonably sort of small, but he's actually physical. He's strong. You can see that. So I think we should keep hold of him. And like Manyeta Matawale here says, keep Mainu and sell McFred. Spot on, agree with you. Sell McFred. That'll pay for Amrabat. So there is interest from Fred, obviously, from different outlets such as reporting that Saudi Arabian teams are interested in Fred. There's other teams such as maybe Fulham could have some interest in Fred. Hopefully that takes a little bit more of an advancing, in negotiations very soon this week, guys. So just to reiterate what we've discussed very quickly in regards to Amrabat here. So there are a lot of reports here. Check out the little tweet box here we've got on the right, guys, which says that, Alfredo Padilla reports that there has been contacts between Amrabat, Manchester United, even in the day. The player has already chosen, and that he'd be happy to do a deal and come to Manchester United, obviously. And then we've got a bunch of different sources saying that this deal is basically done. So an outlet here from Morocco, Isa Anas, reporting that Sofiane Amrabat will reportedly sign for Manchester United, and it's already done. And he's a well-respected journalist over in Morocco. So, it's somebody who's putting their neck on the line to say that this deal has already got some serious advancement and got some legs. There's always ways it can fall down, I suppose. But at the moment, it's looking good, guys, for Sofiane Amrabat. And then, just to show you all the other sources that we've got this evening as well. So another report here that says that he's chosen Manchester United and he wants to join Manchester United, obviously, and that it's expected that it could be for around about 22 to 25 million. I think this is euros. It doesn't specify, but I'm pretty sure this will be euros. 22 to 25 million plus bonuses to get it to around about 30 million euros. So we heard previously, like a week ago, that United would like to pay around about 35 million euros maximum for Sofiane Amrabat, and hopefully that's the amount of money that we can get him for. Once we've got him in the team, there's only one or two extra areas of the team that we need to strengthen. Obviously, the striker position is not going to be improved overnight unless we can get the Hojlund deal done, which I've got more info on in a bit after we've discussed this Amrabat situation. That's obviously on the horizon as well. He's our number one target. There's a bit that can go wrong there. But obviously, once you've got Amrabat in, the midfield's looking absolutely pucker. The defence, we've got decent depth there at the minute. Obviously, we want to get rid of Harry Maguire, try and sell him on, get rid of that absolute slab of a concrete melter, and then maybe try and improve that with maybe a good young hot prospect coming in. We have got Johnny Evans on a short-term deal, so that's interesting. But obviously, there will be times when Raphael Varane's probably not fit and available, so you want to have a little bit of extra depth there in order to do the job that's required throughout the whole season in all the different competitions. So the defence isn't far away. You've got good options on the left. You've got Malacia and Shaw. On the right, you've got Dallo and Wan-Bissaka, and then you've got a whole host of defensive central options as well for centre-back in Lindelof and Johnny Evans. Maguire's still there at the moment. And, of course, Varane and Martinez, the duo that everyone feels most comfortable with and are blatantly the best pairing. So the defence is fine. We've got the new goalkeeper, Andre Onana, as well, who's going to transform the way we play. And we've got goalkeeper depth also. Just on the goalkeeper situation, so there is actually a report I saw this evening that says that Zion Suzuki would maybe turn down Manchester United's approach himself because of the fact that he would like to play regularly and be able to, get into his national team, etc., all that sort of stuff. And it might hinder his development, him being a backup at Manchester United. So there's a little bit of interesting stuff going on there with Zion Suzuki, but he's another player that Man United are reportedly trying to sign at this moment. And here is a tweet to sort of back that up. We have got a little bit about that here. So we can see that Zion Suzuki has already agreed to join Man United, but Uwara Reds have yet to make a final decision. United are preparing to make an offer for another player, so Uwara need to decide soon. This is just one source that says that he's already agreed to join Manchester United. But then again, like I just said, there's another source that reports that he might turn down Manchester United because he wants to play regular football. He doesn't want to be a backup. So there's a little bit up in the air still in regards to Zion Suzuki, folks. So he could be a backup goalie. But as I was saying, we don't really have to worry about that position. We've got Heaton. As far as I'm concerned, Heaton is a great backup to have at the football club for something like Andre Onana. I've been quite impressed with Heaton in pre-season in general. Obviously, he's a bit older. He's not going to be a world-class top-tier number one or anything. But A backup's a backup for a reason. He's there to back you up as and when you need him. Hopefully Andre Onana is going to be fit enough and ready enough to play most of the games that we need him to throughout the season. Sure, you can give him a rest and a break here and there and come in and get Heaton to play in a cup game, etc. But I'm not too worried about the goalkeeper position. So the goalkeeper position sorted, the defensive sorted. Once we've got AMRABAT in the midfield and shipped on Fred and McTominay, the midfield should be looking pretty sorted as well. We've still got Christian Eriksen around the gaff, who's a 32-year-old beast of a player, still fantastic. He may well have a say in trying to fight his way into the team ahead of the likes of Mount or Bruno and these guys, you know. We've got competition for places. We've got strength in depth if we sign AMRABAT. So looking forward to that. The problem area, and it has always been the problem area for United over the last couple of years, is the number 9, is the striker. We've got great talents in the wide areas. We need someone in the middle to come in and score the goals for us. And obviously, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So just let's move on to Hojlund for a moment then, guys. And actually, before I do, I'll get into the live chat for a minute and see what you legends are saying about the initial sort of AMRABAT news and what your thoughts are on AMRABAT. So before we get on to Hojlund, we'll just cap off this little segment of the show talking about AMRABAT with some of your thoughts and opinions. So get your opinions in the live chat real quick. Nice one. We've got 162 likes. Irish365, thank you very much for the likes tally, guys. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get 200 likes, everybody. It's free to like the video. It helps us compete with clickbaiters and corporations. So hit that thumbs up button if you want to, and that will help this stream out and give us a boost up there. Nice one. Also, if you're new to this channel for the first time ever, we cover all the United news on this channel daily. So get yourself involved by smacking the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon as well. AMRABAT strength. Yes, indeed. Mark says AMRABAT is Make-Wish Fred with zero flair and goal threat. Excuse me there, Mark? How dare you? He's going to be somebody that can come in and, you know, spread the play for us. I don't think you're going to see him getting a lot of goals. That's not what his role is. He will be coming in to play make and to tick things over, aka Mr. Metronome in the midfield. So, yes, I think you're a little bit harsh there on AMRABAT. Scott says, who would you have, Kane or Hojlund? I mean, ideal situation, I'd have Kane. But at the moment, we've got to put your faith in Ten Hag. Ten Hag seems to want Hojlund, and that's who we're really going for. Josh Hawkins, I'm with you, buddy. Comments and says, AMRABAT can't be worse than McAverage and Fred, to be fair. Spot on. No, statistically speaking, he seems very good in terms of ball retention, passing. His stats are much better than the likes of Scott McTominay, who is a bit of an erratic melter when it comes to, hey, great minds think alike, Stego. Fred's an erratic melter, he says. Well, I think both of them are erratic melters, Fred and McTominay. So I'm pretty sure AMRABAT can do a good job for us. And he's versatile in the sense he could come in and slot in instead of the likes of Casemiro and play there in front of the back line and spread the play, or he can actually come and play in alongside Casemiro when you need him to. So he's one of those sort of players that's got multifacets, which is what we need to get, somebody who's a bit versatile, I think. AML, thank you very much for the £5 super chat here, boss. He says, couldn't agree more, Pig. Let's get these strikers in, mate. Thank you very much, AML. Get a sue in the live chat there for AML, lad. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, that's it. We need to get the strikers in, don't we? 100%. Let's talk about the striker situation. So, you know, obviously Hojlund is the main one. Look, there's some speculative talk about United having an interest in Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane. I mean, it goes like this, doesn't it? Obviously, Mbappe's the least likely with about a 0.01% chance that Manchester United get him. And then Harry Kane's the next least likely with, like, I don't know, a 10% chance that we could possibly get him, because let's face it, Bayern are in for him. PSG might be in for him once they sold Mbappe. And also Spurs are just absolute guff bags to deal with. So it's going to be difficult to even convince them to sell them to us for anything short of an astronomical fee. So, and it's unlikely that maybe Man United will want to put all their eggs in the Kane basket anyway, because he would take up a large chunk of our transfer kitty this summer, and he's going to be on big wages, and he's going to be a depreciating asset which leaves the club in a few years' time for nothing. So that's the problem there with Kane. I'd want him. I still think he's amazing. Smash a 1 in the chat, guys, if you'd like to see Man United go and pursue Kane. But it's still very unlikely. The most likely scenario this summer is that hopefully within the next week or 10 days, we go and end up getting Hojlund. So we've got another report here from Italy that says that Manchester United could be going in for Hojlund on Thursday with an official written offer. We heard from Fabrizio Romano yesterday that Man United over the next week will submit a written official bid, and Alfredo Padilla reporting that it's expected that an official bid for Manchester United will be made by Thursday, which is obviously what we want to hear. We want to try and get this guy in as soon as possible. We don't want to be fanning around all summer long trying to sign a striker. Ideally, we'd get somebody in who can actually work with the squad and work with Ten Hag during the pre-season and fly out to America and link up and get some experience under their belt playing for United and playing for Ten Hag and a new system. So we don't just want to go into the season raw in the Premier League with a player who's just signed. So hopefully this gets wrapped up reasonably soon. Here's a report from Sky Sports News that says that Manchester United are expected to formalise their interest in Rasmus Hojlund in the coming days following positive talks with Atalanta. So they were having that dialogue with Atalanta over the last couple of days. And sometimes how these transfers work is sometimes there's not much dialogue that takes place between the two clubs. And then you have to submit an official bid and then they reject it. And then you go, oh, all right, then let's increase our offer. And then they reject it. And then you increase it again. And then they maybe accept it or they reject it again. And there's a negotiation. Or what happens is you have some dialogue and verbal agreements take place behind the scenes where you say, look, hypothetically speaking, if we submit an offer for 50 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons, will you guys be interested in playing ball? And if they've got a good relationship with that club, then maybe they'll accept your first offer. It depends, really. So it depends how Manchester United are going to play this one. Will it be a quick deal? Won't it? Only time will tell on that one. But we're expected to submit an official written bid very soon. But we have been talking to Atalanta by all accounts for the last few days. And so therefore I'm hopeful that we could get this deal done within a week or 10 days. As in, get the player to Manchester United, signed for us and ready to play for us, hopefully within the next 7 to 10 days. But obviously, there's still a figure that needs to be thrashed out there between the two sides. They have been reported as wanting as much as 80 million euros for the guy, which is preposterous. United wanted to pay more like nearly half of that. So probably somewhere in the middle, probably 50 to 60 million euros is the magic number that gets this agreement done and dusted for Rasmus Hojlund to Manchester United. Still question marks about it. Maybe PSG want to go in there for him. As we said, the last couple of days, they've been speaking with Rasmus Hojlund's representatives as well. And with what's happening with Kylian MBAPPE, you wouldn't put it past them for maybe try and bid for him, maybe try and pay Atalanta a little bit more than what we can, maybe pay Rasmus Hojlund a little bit more than we're willing to. So that's always a possibility. There's other clubs that are interested in him. But right now, we are in the driving seat. We're the favourites to sign him. And he's already agreed personal terms with Manchester United, as reported many days ago from people like Fabrizio Romano, that he had obviously agreed personal terms with United. So that's all looking good. He wants to join United. It's just a case of now Man United and Atalanta reaching that agreement, and we're expected to have submitted a bid to them by Thursday, guys. Get in there, my son. Rasmus Hojlund hopefully will be a United player within a week or two. Time will tell on that one. There's still ways that this deal could fall down, i.e. Atalanta demand too much money. We are reportedly looking at other options just in case they do want too much money, such as Kolo Muani. And maybe, just maybe, if they said, hey, look, we demand 80, 90 million euros, or that's it, maybe we would turn our attentions elsewhere to maybe somebody like Harry Kane and pay a little bit more and go and get somebody that's proven to get you that amount of goals in the Premier League, rather than this guy who got 9 goals last season in Serie A and is only 20. So, more or less the same sort of situation with Hojlund, except that, now outlets are saying that we are expected to put a bid in by Thursday. Well, it's Monday today, few days to bid, maybe a couple more days after that to thrash out negotiations. Hopefully would be flying in a week, hopefully would be conducting a medical in a week, hopefully would be signed at a United player within 7 to 10 days. Get in there, my son. So let's ask the live chat, guys, yes or no. Does Rasmus Hojlund sign for Man United? Yes or no, just out of fun. Let's see what you legends are saying. I do think so, because Ten Hag's obviously got his sights set on him. That's who Ten Hag wants. Clearly, we're not going in for other strikers at this moment. It looks pretty clear that we are, going for him. Lots of yeses coming in the live chat. Check that out. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys for getting in. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you, everybody, for having your say. Few people saying no. Jojo says no. Mark Wallace says no. Batman says yes. Danny says yes. Pete says yes. Great stuff, guys. Only on loan? Oh, I mean, I don't know about that, my friend. I don't see that happening personally. Hey, Ben Holbert there. Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel tonight, mate. Good one. If you are new to the show, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. We're on here with all the latest United news. And we've got an update from my transfer guru, Mr. Rush Marno. Let's have a little look at the Hojlund update that he sent us. Thank you for this, Rushy. So just as we're on Hojlund, this is quite interesting. So there's a report here from Hurst Class, Paul Hurst, who's a reporter for the Times, that says that MUFC are refusing to meet Atalanta's asking price of £86.5 million for Rasmus Hojlund and are unwilling to pay more than £60 million to him. Sounds about right to me, folks. You know, 60 million even is quite high, if you ask me. That's pounds that they're talking about there. So Paul Hurst from the Times saying United unwilling to meet their valuation of Rasmus Hojlund, which is £86 million. That's a crazy valuation. I don't even believe that figure to be true. That's obviously a bargaining figure that they're saying, hey, this guy's worth that. Obviously, we heard Gasparini come out in the media over the last couple of days and say that it's beyond him. His hands are tied in regards to whether or not Rasmus Hojlund stays at the football club or not. But if they do sell him, then they would like to receive 80 or 90 or 100 million for the guy. But this is just negotiation talk, isn't it? So they're not expecting to get that amount of money. I suppose if we're going to buy players like Mason Mount for £60 million and players like Havertz are going for £65 million, Rasmus Hojlund, I guess, could be somewhere near that figure in terms of pounds, but it's too much money. Let's ask the chat, how much do you think Rasmus Hojlund's worth in pounds sterling? We'll do this time. We mixed it up. We're not always euros. Let's talk pounds this time. So I think £50 million is the absolute top limit for Rasmus Hojlund that we should be looking to spend. And that's getting on for 60 million euros. It's nearly there. But he's only 20 and he's only scored 9 goals last year. If you're going to spend £80 million, just put a little bit more extra to it and go and get Harry Kane. Nathan Phelps says 45. Interesting. 40 says Stay Gold. 65 to 70 says Rajat. 50 says Pete. 60 mil top says AML. 50 says Boomy. Rewind says 55. Blind Dog's going for 35. Very true. Great comment here from K Slater. He says it's inflated, but if PSG comes in, they'll get him. Right, that's another thing as well. If there's going to be a little bit of a bidding war, possibly that could put the price on. That could price us out of the market. PSG have that ability to do that to Manchester United's pursuit of Rasmus Hojlund. It's all sort of PR, paper talk type stuff, isn't it? We're trying to make it seem like we might have an interest in Harry Kane. We're making it seem like we might have an interest in Kolo Muani, just in case Atalanta don't want to play ball on the transfer fee here. Not necessarily because they're actual options for us, but it's just to make it seem like we could be prepared to walk away from a deal with Atalanta for Hojlund, if that's the case. But as Case Slater says there, if PSG were to come in for him, that's going to make it difficult for United, particularly with them selling MBAPPE for 300 million euros potentially on the horizon. It's crazy. Luan France thinks he's worth 50 plus 5 in add-ons. Harinder Dinan's going 50. Rugmuncher's going 45. 420 says 35 mil. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Rushmano. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you're in here tonight for the first time. And we'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on during this transfer window with all the latest negotiations and updates throughout the window. Rasmus don't want to go to that small club in France. Well, okay, so what we've heard from Rasmus Hojlund is that he likes Manchester United. So look at this. This is just a bit of info. Obviously, this is kind of, you know, what do you say really when somebody asks you about this? But this was from Fab. He said that the feeling of sources is that despite PSG being in the race for Rasmus Hojlund, the priority of the player is said to be Manchester United. And there's quotes he was speaking to directly to Sports Witness there, and he's reported as saying, "I will not hide the fact that I'm a huge Manchester United fan." Now, okay. Money talks and bullshit walks, and if he gets a big, massive, juicy offer from PSG, maybe that'll change his mind. Maybe he'll become a PSG fan then. And that is obviously a possibility with what's going on with them and Kylian Mbappe. But I think that, you know, from what we've heard and from what we've seen at the moment, Rasmus Hojlund wants Manchester United and he wants to play for Erik ten Hag. And as I said before, Man United's situation at the moment is that of a club that is a massive football club. We've got potential new owners coming in, which could transform us for the next couple of decades, hopefully, into being literally the best team in the world. Right now, we're still a massive football club, even with the Glazers here. We're in the Champions League. We finished third last season. We won a trophy. We got to the FA Cup final. So we're a big club. And Rasmus Hojlund has a very special scenario in front of him where he can go and be the main man, number 9 for Manchester United this season. And going forward, right now, and he's the main guy up there. He's going to be the focal point of the attack. He's going to be being fed. He's going to be able to develop, but also play in one of the best teams in the world. So I think that's a very important thing to mention, is that obviously you can go and sign for somebody else. The League One league, it's just not as good. League One over in France, it's nowhere near as good as the Premier League. And also they've got a lot of prima donna melters over there. I know they're getting rid of MBAPPE, but essentially his place at Manchester United would almost be secured, unless United were to go and do the unthinkable and sign Harry Kane and Rasmus Hojlund. But as it seems right now, Rasmus Hojlund is Ten Hag's guy. He's Ten Hag's first choice number 9 striker this season. And so therefore he's got a very special scenario in front of him where he can be the main guy at Man United scoring the goals. Surely that's got to interest him. Surely that must interest him. It's a very special club, this. And, obviously that sort of opportunity doesn't present itself very often, where you can go into a top team, be in the Champions League, be in the Premier League, challenge for trophies, but almost be guaranteed to be playing striker all the time. That's what he's got going on here. So also another report here coming out from James Ducker tonight, from the Telegraph. This is pretty much the same as what we mentioned a minute ago, but let's just get this up on the screen so you guys can see what's going on. Lots of fantastic reports coming out about Hojlund, so we'll give you the lowdown real quick. And as it is, he's obviously the main guy that we're trying to sign. Big plans to bring him in, obviously, in the next 7 to 10 days. It depends on the fee. This is really what's going on. So here's the latest report here as well. Hang on a second. So you can see it. Man United are unwilling to pay over £60 million for Hojlund. That sounds about right to me. No more than that. Even 60 million would be a little bit high if you ask me. And as he reports, Kolo Muani is being kept warm, probably just in case we can't do a deal there with Atalanta for Rasmus Hojlund and they ask too much. We've got Muani to fall back on, who will be available for a lot less money. But also, as I say, to put a little bit of pressure on Atalanta to help us do the deal. So they know that we've got other options. That's what this is about. In the media, they will have heard that United are looking at various different forward players. And if they ask for too much money, they risk spurning this opportunity of making a big fat amount of cash. We've got a reasonable relationship with Atalanta, I think, as well, because of obviously signing Amad Diallo from them a couple of years back for 37 million. That was obviously a great offer and a great amount of money that they received for Amad Diallo. So we've already done business with Atalanta before in recent times. That's important. That means something. So hopefully they won't be too greedy on this front either. Ten Hag also reported as liking Ajax's Mohamed Kudus, not just targeting out-and-out number 9. So, perhaps a player who can play wide. You've seen Kolo Muani. He is obviously a forward, a striker, but he can play wide as well. And Mohamed Kudus also. So, just gives us depth, gives us strength, maybe. These are also, like I say, speculative links, possibly to stop us overpaying for Rasmus Hojlund. We don't want to overpay, and we're not in the running for Kylian Mbappe, and Bayern have a free run at Harry Kane as things stand. That's what James Ducker reports from the Telegraph. Thank you for the update there, Rushmano. Top man. Good stuff. So, obviously, Rasmus Hojlund's the main guy, peeps. He's obviously the main guy that we're working on, and it could be a reasonably hasty and speedy negotiation period. So bid by Thursday, hopefully coming in very, very soon. And then after that, could be a matter of a week before all the details are agreed and he's flown in for a medical, and obviously he signs on the dotted line and we have that agreement in place and it's done. So with a little bit of luck towards the end of the tour, perhaps when we finish with the US leg of things and we're back in Europe again, perhaps maybe we could have Rasmus Hojlund as a United player. Certainly we need him by the start of the season. That would be a calamity if we didn't, actually. Mr. Yu, great shout, he says, Rasmus, the chosen one. Absolutely, lads. Absolutely. Rasmus is Ten Hag's guy. I think if you analyse the way he plays football as a 20-year-old, the reason why Ten Hag's got such an interest in him, because he does possess the ability to do things pretty exceptionally. Like, he's a good presser, he's very fast, he's strong, and he's only getting faster and stronger, really, because he's 20 years of age as of right now. He's very young. He's 6'3", I believe, so he's got a little bit of stature about him even at his age, so you don't have to worry about his physicality as a young player. I mean, if you watch videos of the guy, he looks like an absolute cheetah just leaping forward, striding forward, massive stride length, huge guy, and looks very, very dangerous whenever he's running towards goal. If you can add the goals to his physicality, then you have got some player on your hands. Plus, Ten Hag probably does want somebody who can press from the front. That's the only drawback with Harry Kane, I suppose. The link there is obviously a great one because Kane's a goal machine, but pressing from the front is not really Harry Kane's forte. So Rasmus Hojlund, though, can do that job asked of him. He's physical, he's young, he can run around a lot. So I think that Ten Hag's looking at that. He's thinking about who can make Manchester United better in the way that he wants to play. He's adding a lot of players to his squad that can play in the way that he wants to play, right down to the goalkeeper. And so he's obviously pretty clear on how he wants to go about things. Kane maybe doesn't fit in to what Ten Hag's trying to do at the club. So that's where we're going for Rasmus Hojlund. That's why we're going for Rasmus. Okay, so excellent stuff, guys. Hey, Cake Cadet says, what's the latest on AMRABAT? We'll get back into that in a little bit, Mr. Cadet of Cake. Absolutely, lad. Just giving the latest on the Hojlund situation. So that's the Hojlund situation. Bid by Thursday, hopefully. Let's get into the live chat for a few minutes. Get your thoughts and opinions in on the Rasmus Hojlund signing potentially, which is coming soon, hopefully, if Man United can agree that fee. It's obviously big if, ands or buts, dependent on PSG, dependent on the amount of money that Atalanta are prepared to take for him. So it's no guaranteed at this stage. But United are most certainly going in to try and sign him. There will be a written offer expected to be submitted by Thursday. So let's see your thoughts and opinions on him. AML says 30 goals, though, at the Spuds. We need those goals to have any hope to challenge. I agree. Obviously, right now, Kane is proven in the Premier League to score a lot of goals. Hojlund, 9 in Serie A last season, but you can't necessarily look at that. At United, he'll hopefully get a lot of opportunities, hopefully get a lot of chances, and we would be dominating play in a lot of games with Ten Hag's style at United in the league. But it is obviously a very physical league, the Premier League. It's a different sort of a league to Serie A. It's tough, but I mean, Serie A is a defensive league, so hopefully he would be able to at least get more goals than he has done in the last year at United going forward this season. Plus, he's developing, adapting, getting better, getting older, getting wiser, more experienced. So surely he should be. Oh, he's on an upward trajectory, this guy, of being a really fantastic player. At 20 years of age, he's a great young player. There's not many 20-year-old strikers who are, on the same level that he is. Certainly not physically. So because of that, he's obviously somebody that in a couple of years' time could be absolutely fantastic, but we want him to do really well right now, don't we? If not Hojlund or Kane, who do you think, says CZ Bam? Wow, well, if neither of those guys, then United would have to turn their attentions elsewhere, wouldn't we? Like, obviously, we're looking at Kolo Muani, reports maybe Mohamed Kudus linked. I would quite like Victor Osimhen personally, but we'd have to spend about 100 million on him by all accounts as well. But Victor Osimhen would be a fantastic player. Kane and Rashford would be brilliant, absolutely. Yep, Gonçalo Ramos is another shout that's in there from Rajat. We don't create many chances for our number 9. Not over the last year or two, that's fair to say. But surely the Ten Hag effect, surely once we've got this new guy in, surely that will be a thing of the past. You would like to think that we'd be able to feed our striker this season, Hopefully that's the idea. I mean, if you've got players like... It's about capping him off as well. So actually, Bruno Fernandes, for instance, if you look at Bruno Fernandes' clear-cut chances that he created last season within the Premier League, I believe statistically he was number 1. I think he created like 15 more chances than Kevin De Bruyne, for instance, clear-cut chances for his teammates. Unfortunately, not enough of them were converted into goals because of melters up top like Wout Weghorst. But if you've actually got somebody who can finish, then all of a sudden the service looks a lot better. So Bruno, people say we can't get service to the strikers, but Bruno Fernandes can. Bruno Fernandes, statistically speaking, created a heck of a lot of chances for his teammates last season. Now, the wide players, I agree with you, the wide players struggle to create chances. People like Rashford, people like Antony. It's not Antony's forte. Antony's almost playing like an inside forward role where he's cutting in, gets a lot of shots off on goal, but he's not necessarily the guy to skin a defender and put an assist across goal, really. He's got no right foot for it for a start, and he plays on the right. So, that's the problem there. He's a cut-in merchant. So, yes, there is an element of not feeding the strikers well enough at United. That's definitely true. But hopefully we'd be able to change that. The Vutinator, thank you very much for the likes tally. 233 likes, guys. Keep hitting the thumbs up button. Every little like helps. Get us to 300 likes for tonight's show. That'd be epic. And once again, hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 73,000 subscribers. We're doing a watch along at 3:30 a.m. Wednesday morning for the Wrexham game as well. So if you want to get involved with that, make sure you click the bell icon for notifications, and you can come and watch the game with us at 3:30 a.m. Filth. Jack and Brad Gaming says, I'm so glad we've got Garnacho. It means Rashford will have to play out his skin to stay in the team. Great shout, Garnacho. What a young talent. Will keep Rashford on his toes, and he will be brought along slowly but surely. So he won't be thrown in at the deep end, I don't think, Garnacho, because Rashford's there in front of him. And also, what the beauty of having Rashford is, I know he's not the perfect number 9, because he's not. He's not like outright clinical, even though he scored 30 goals last season for us in all comps. He's not outright clinical. He's better as a wide player, I think, cutting in and running at defenders and making stuff happen in that role. But certainly as a number 9, he gives you options, and he gives you somebody that can stretch the opposition in defence. He's got so much pace about him. He will make any backline think twice, about their positioning and stuff like that, because he is lightning. So because of that, he can play number 9. He can play the backup role for us. He's not a true out-and-out number 9, which is why we need to go and get one. But we do still have Rashford there, who can play that role for us sometimes as and when we need him to. So I do like that. Do you think Sancho will come good this year, says Mike Hill? Yeah, I do. But, I mean, I'm not overly confident about that. It's the time now. It's now or never for Sancho at the football club. He's had 2 pretty bang average seasons. This is the one for him. He looked good in the last game against Arsenal, didn't he? But it's one pre-season game. You've got to do it on a regular, consistent basis at United. That's why we've had enough of people like Tony Martial. It's not because he's not got the ability. It's because he doesn't produce it often enough. So Sancho's going to have to step up big time if he's going to stay here beyond this season, I think. Rashford did come good this last season. What I like about Ten Hag is his ability to turn people around, though. So in regards to Sancho, you just mentioned, like in regards to him, hopefully Ten Hag's going to be able to do that for Sancho this season and bring him back on and make him a great player again, because he is lacking in confidence. He just doesn't look like he's really, up to much, but hopefully that will change over the course of this season. Okay, just on a couple of things about that can affect the Hojlund situation as well. I want to just discuss this before we get back into AMRABAT and get into the chat properly and stuff as well. There's obviously now Atalanta are having to look at replacements. And as you can see from this tweet down in the bottom right-hand corner there, that this is from Di Marzio over in Italia, that Atalanta are one step away from signing reported Rasmus Hojlund replacement El Bilal Touré. Their players are confident that they will be able to reach the final agreement for him in the next few hours. So, that's another report that they're trying to sign Bilal Touré. Obviously, Everton were interested in him as well, so it's not guaranteed 100% yet, but it looks like they're already trying to line up another forward player to come in there. So that bodes well. That bodes well that Atalanta are already making strides to go and get a replacement potentially and to sign another player. So that's very good news. That's obviously excellent, and the bid's supposed to be coming in within the next coming days, folks. Great stuff. Also, okay, so what else have I got to discuss? Let's discuss very quickly Kylian Mbappe for 1 minute. I can't be bothered to talk about it again that much because we talked about it earlier, but as the situation stands with Kylian, United are not in for him. That's BS. And also, he's going to Saudi Arabia more than likely. He just has to agree personal terms with Al Hilal. They've put in a massive bid of 300 million euros to PSG, which they have accepted, and they are now allowing him to talk to them. So that's the latest situation with Mbappe. We're not going for him. It's wishful thinking from anybody who thinks we have a chance. We don't. There you go. We're not going to pay that amount of money, and we're not going to pay him the wages. He stands to make himself basically a billionaire. And plus, I don't even think Ten Hag would really even want the guy, personally. Like, Kylian Mbappe is the sort of guy who could upset the apple cart at United. And, he's got a big ego on him. And he's a bit of a prima donna melter. So I really just don't think that that's even all that likely, guys. So that's enough. I don't want to talk about Kylian Mbappe. He's going to Saudi Arabia. Good luck to him. But let's talk about the rest of the stuff. I'm going to do a rundown of the latest news then. Also, Scott McTominay, we've got an update. West Ham are reported to have made a verbal offer for Scott McTominay. We'll see how that sort of materialises. We understand that David Moyes has that interest in him because of that Scotland connection. Also, he's just lost out on Declan Rice for £105 million to Arsenal. So he's looking to get like a like-for-like replacement. It's not really like-for-like though, is he? Because Scott McTominay's not as good. But like-for-like in terms of where he'll play him in the team and sort of what his role will be. Which means that obviously United could stand to make a bit of money selling Scott McTominay to West Ham. Let's just ask the chat for a bit of fun here. What do you value Scott McTominay at in this current market? So he's homegrown. He's a big Scotland international, probably their main sort of big star player, if you want to call it that. And he's also been at United. He's got the experience, mid-20s, getting on to later 20s. He's obviously still a good age. I think he's obviously quite a value. He's got quite a bit of value to him. I can see us getting at least £20 million, surely maybe even more, £25 million for him. As I say, if he was playing for a different football club, I don't know, he just played for Fulham or Crystal Palace or somebody else, and he was going to West Ham, they'd blatantly pay more money. So Man United generally do a bad job of getting good money for these players. But I think you're right there, AML. I think you're spot on, mate. £25 million sounds about spot on for Scott McTominay's valuation. That's what we should be looking to sell him for. And actually, if you think about what sort of player that West Ham would be getting, they'd be getting a good player, and it's a good replacement for Declan Rice. Not as good, but it's a good replacement, especially when they get to pocket £80 million. Especially when they get to pocket £80 million and strengthen elsewhere in the side. 10 million, says Mark. 22, says Kingslayer. Wazza thinks 20. Leanne says 35. Adrian says, I'd want him. Yeah, so you could do a lot worse than Scott McTominay. He is a good team, mid-table team player. He's somebody that could probably go in and improve West Ham, particularly at this moment in time. Though they are reported to have been trying to get hold of Palhinha over at Fulham, but not having much luck. And he represents a cheaper option for them. So hopefully Scott McTominay goes. Hopefully we see that news, an update very soon, because that would generate good cash for us to be able to think about signing other players and bringing in AMRABATs and Hojlunds and all these guys and just covering for it. The more players we can sell, the more likely it is that we have a very big transfer window this season. Hey, thank you very much there, Chloe Jenkins, for getting in here with your super chat. Come on. She says, if West Ham United valued Rice at 105 million, Scott is 300 million pounds. Nice one, Chloe. Yeah, they've gone and got themselves an expensive player there. I mean, I must admit, I do think that Declan Rice is a better player, particularly defensively, than Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay's got a good bit about him, though. Like I say, he's physical, he's a battler, he's aggressive, and he can even get you a goal as well. So he can score goals to a degree, but if you're thinking about him sitting in front of your defence or playing a defensive midfield role, Scott McTominay just doesn't do well enough. He's not got a good enough range of passing, I don't think. He's not got an accurate enough amount of passing. And he's also not even the best when it comes to tackles. So I was comparing the stats of Declan Rice and McTominay last season the other day. And in all fairness, in most areas, Scott McTominay was just as good as Declan Rice. But in the tackles won per game, Declan Rice got way more than Scott McTominay. And I think that's the sort of player, obviously that warrants more money. So for me personally, I think Declan Rice was no way worth 105 million. I think it's probably worth about 70 million in this current climate, and Arsenal have been bent over royally for Declan Rice. But Scott McTominay, yeah, he's worth 25, 30 million pounds, somewhere around about there would be a nice figure to receive. Chloe Jenkins, thank you very much for that comment there. I really do appreciate it. Get in there, you legend. Sing Game says McTominay's got to be worth 60 million then. Well, fair enough. We'll see. I mean, you have to remember Declan Rice is younger as well. He's English as well. I mean, obviously, Scott McTominay's Scottish, so he's still homegrown. He's come through the academy and everything. So he still would class as a homegrown player, wouldn't he? But certainly, it does make a difference. The English premium, that's what they call it. You have to pay more money because Declan Rice is English, blatantly. Rice is a £40 million player at most, says 420 Crusaders. There you go. That's what he thinks. DJ Disco Dave says, if Hojlund means, as he says, we won't need to worry about PSG, he'll refuse to sign for them, and Atalanta will have no choice but to accept the United offer. Well, I like that. Let's hope that that's true, and he's a man of his word there, because he does seem to want to play for Man United. McTominay to West Ham is a very strong one. Where do you think McTominay's going to go then, guys? Where do you see Scott McTominay ended up? I agree with Orlando. I do think West Ham are leading the chase right now. Reports coming out tonight that they've put in a verbal offer for Scott McTominay. Hopefully there's a good basis behind that. We'll wait and see. But yeah, that's a player we should look to move on. Fred and McTominay, go and get AMRABAT. Then we've got AMRABAT, Mainu, Ericsson, Mount, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro to do the job required of them throughout the season. Exactly, Rushy. We won't win anything with McAverage. Wet Spam, says the Vutinator. He will stay, says Kingslayer. West Ham, says AML. Saudi would be interesting, Steve Wild. He could make a lot more money, I guess, going over there right now. And they're basically buying anybody they want. West Ham, for me, will bid, says Lucky Singh. West Ham, says Mr. Surely a good, cheap replacement for Declan Rice. What a nice money maker that is for them. Get Rice gone for 105 million, go and buy Scotty for 25 million, pocket the rest. It's a decent bit of business by them if that's the case. And it'd be good for Man United to get him off of our books and to generate a bit of cash for the transfer kitty. West Ham, says Duncan. Dead Rebel says Manchester United's a charity when selling. Why? Okay, well, it's a bit complex, but it's usually because Man United pay these players more than they're actually worth, and our wage structure has been an absolute shambles over the last decade. Certainly the last few years, we've had an absolute nightmare trying to move players on, which is why you've seen players like Phil Jones just run out their contract at United, because he's never getting 100k a week anywhere else. But we gave him that, and Maguire's on 200, and Martial's on 200 plus. These guys are on huge, huge money, way more than they're worth. So it's hard to sell players because we've given them too much. So when you factor in the transfer fee and the wages, that's why we don't get big offers for players, because we're paying them too much money. But in regards to Scott McTominay, he's not an obscene amount of money, so you should still be able to generate a good transfer fee for the guy. You think he'll stay, says Super 7? Thank you, Ezekwe Jr., for subscribing to the channel there, by the way, guys. A great stream tonight. Lots of legends getting in here. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you're new. You can get in the chat then and comment. And we always have a big Q&A at the end of the stream also, you know, to see what you legends are thinking. So make sure you stick around for that at the end of the show as well. Okay, another couple of updates coming in. Thank you, Rushmano. He's my transfer guru here. He's sending me news as and when it breaks. So hopefully we will find out good information for the next sort of 10 minutes or so. But here's another report that's just come out this evening, which is from James Ducker, that says that Ten Hag has other targets in addition to Rasmus Hojlund. Man United are adamant that the Dane isn't their only option. United are holding concurrent talks with Randall Kolo Muani, and Ten Hag has firm interest in Mohamed Kudu. Nice one. Great stuff. So I'm just going to get into what we've discussed throughout the show now. For anybody who's just joining us, let's get onto the AMRABAT stuff. That is the main headline of this stream and of the night, really. We're waiting to find out more from some proper, like, tier 1 journalists as to a time frame and fees and things like that. But I've got the latest information for you here. So let's see what it's all about then. So AMRABAT, let's talk about this. So the AMRABAT situation is being reported as he's chosen Manchester United. Alfredo Padula in Italy reporting that contacts even today, the player has already chosen. Other outlets suggest that him and Ten Hag have spoken directly as well. So let me just get this up on the screen as well. So this is something we haven't actually mentioned until now. But here's another report that Erik Ten Hag has has spoken, and it's this is Alfredo Padilla saying that Man United expect an official bid by oh no, sorry, that's on Hojlund, guys, my bad. I've pressed the wrong thing there. Pressed the wrong thing. This is it. There's been direct contact between Ten Hag and Sofiane Amrabat in the past few days, as reported by Matti Moretto. So, you know, that obviously speaks volumes. Ten Hag's having contact with the guy. Ten Hag obviously wants to bring Amrabat in to bolster our midfield options. It allows us to free up players in the team as well and move on Fred and McTominay. So he's had contact with those guys there. Excellent to hear that we're going in for him. And then also another report here suggests that he has chosen Manchester United. Contacts today, Sofiane Amrabat has chosen to join Manchester United. And let me just get this up on the screen as well, so you can see the other sources we've got that say that Amrabat is essentially agreed. Here's another one, folks. So this is a report from Isa Anassa over in Morocco. He's a well-respected Moroccan journalist who's putting his reputation on the line tonight by saying that Sofiane Amrabat will reportedly sign for Manchester United, and it's already done. That's what he's saying. So quite interesting there. You know, Moroccan journalist reporting that is the case. And then MEN also going with the same story, that Manchester United reach agreement to sign Sofiane Amrabat. So this is Manchester Evening News also reporting that that's the case as well, that we've reached an agreement. Now, what is the agreement, you ask? How much money will it be involved? Well, at this moment in time, it's looking around about 30 million euros all told. 30 million euros all told. So here's another source that backs that up. It's Alfredo Padula again. And he says that he thinks that the initial fee that will be agreed is 22 to 25 million. Plus bonuses will get it to around about 30 million. And there's obviously important steps that have already been taken today to fresh out a deal. So 22 to 25 million for plus 5 million in add-ons, hopefully around about 30 million. Is this deal agreed? hopefully, but we're waiting for confirmation, obviously, from some top-tier sources. From what we understand so far, it's pretty far along. Ten Hag's been speaking with the player. Manchester United have been speaking with Fiorentina. There's an understanding that he's very interested to join Manchester United. And we're just waiting a final confirmation here, really, to see if there has been any agreement reached between the two clubs, officially speaking. But verbally, it sounds like they've definitely been having some dialogue. And, that there could well be an agreement in place. So that's obviously positive stuff, guys. That's sort of the latest on AMRABAT. And reports, as I say, that he's chosen Manchester United is obviously big, because there were offers reportedly coming from Saudi Arabia, La Liga, and various outlets saying that Manchester United have got the front runner position at the moment to sign Sofyan Amrabat. Even Liverpool apparently were interested in Sofyan Amrabat a short while ago. Haven't heard too much about that since. It looks like the path is clear here for Manchester United to go out and sign this guy. So positive stuff, guys. Very positive stuff. Man U this season, yeah, we're actually doing some stuff, aren't we? So Ten Hag building some things here at the club. Fair play, even with these Glazer tossers still here, we're actually doing business. Didn't see that really happening, but it is happening. We are signing players, we are getting business done, and it is a refreshing thing to see, because usually they dawdle on all summer long and get a few flurry signings in at the end. And it's very frustrating being a Manchester United fan. But this has actually been quite interesting so far this summer. We signed Andre Onana, who's a transformative goalkeeper for Ten Hag's style. We've signed Mason Mount right near the start of the window, which is a big investment for a player that Ten Hag wants. We're working on Rasmus Hojlund, who's going to hopefully be our number 9 main guy. AMRABAT could be coming in soon as well, who will help transform our midfield and be a rotationary player, but certainly give us depth and quality there, which is what we need when the likes of Cassie isn't around or Bruno's not around. You've got AMRABAT in there, which will definitely help us out. And then it gives us the ability to sell gash players as well. Like, we can get rid of McTominay and Fred and those guys. And then there's one or two other positions we might be looking to strengthen. Maybe we do get a hot prospect young centre-back in. Maybe you do see Man United sign 2 strikers. That's really what I want to see, is Man United go out there and have some ambition this summer and sign 2 strikers. If we were to sign 2 top strikers, then we maybe could challenge for some things this season. But it's still going to be very hard to, dislodge the likes of Manchester City at this moment in time, with how they are well-oiled, and Pep and the team and the squad that they've got there, and Haaland up top banging the goals. It's going to be very tough. But let's just hope that with some right signings, Ten Hag can get the best out of them. I think if you look at the way we're playing, obviously it's early doors this season in pre-season, but you could see in that first half against Arsenal the other night what sort of football we're going to try and play. Quick transitions, winning the ball back and bursting forward quickly and surprising the opposition and exploiting that space as quick as you possibly can. Direct, attacking, pressing football. Beautiful stuff. We've got a new member of the channel. Thank you to Paul Ennis. Let's go, mate. Thank you, Mr. P. Ennis, for getting in here, bro, and becoming a member of the channel. Guys, come on, get some applause emojis. Get your favourite emoji in there for Paul. Thank you very much for becoming a member of this channel, mate. Really do appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much for joining and becoming a member and supporting the channel. That's much appreciated, lad. Get in there, Mr. Ennis, lad. Thank you so much. Okay, we've got another update here. Big news. Thank you, Rushmano. We've got a big update here from Gianluca Di Marzio. Let me just get this up on the screen for you lads and lasses. It's all going off. It's all going off tonight, my friends. Great stuff. Keep smashing the likes, by the way, guys. I don't know how many likes we're on right now, but keep hitting that thumbs up button. Mash the like if you haven't done. That will help this stream out. It helps us to boost up on the YouTube, and it's good. It helps me know you like the show, and it also helps YouTube know you like the show as well. So if you enjoy this show and you want to get involved, smash the like. It's free. Plus, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're on here nightly and every afternoon as well, giving you the latest updates for Man United's transfer window. Okay, then. So here's the latest report from Gianluca Di Marzio. He says, to translate, he says, Atalanta made for El Bellautore. As expected in Italy in the next few days, it will be the most expensive purchase in the club's history. So it looks like Atalanta are trying to do some record signings, as we mentioned a little while ago about El Bellautore as well. El Bellautore, obviously a big target for Atalanta, and this is new news from Gianluca Di Marzio suggesting that it could be done in a few days, which is great stuff. And as I mentioned earlier on, we've got another outlet reporting that Atalanta are one step away from signing reported Rasmus Hojlund replacement El Bilal Toure. Their players are confident that they will be able to reach the final agreement. And actually, Fabrizio Romano, I believe, gave an update on this a couple of hours ago as well. And what Fabrizio said was he understands that Atalanta and Everton have offered the same amount to Almeria for El Bilal Toure. The deal is on. Negotiations will continue this week on both player and the club side. So that's good. That really does bode well, because obviously Atalanta are preparing to get Rasmus Hojlund gone. They're preparing to sell him. And if they do get a deal for this El Bilal Toure, then that just means that, yes, Rasmus Hojlund is going to be a red more than likely. Unless it's PSG, obviously, that come and steal him. But right now, Man United's the favoured destination for him. Right now, he's only agreed personal terms with Manchester United. Personal terms have been agreed between him and the club, and so therefore it's very likely that we can sign him as long as Atalanta are prepared to play ball with us. So get in there. That's right, Rushmano. Atalanta spending our cash, and we're giving them, probably going to be giving them 50 or 60 million euros for the guy in total. Great stuff. Yeah, good news updates. Absolutely, like you say, you know, it's been an interesting evening of updates. Good to see. Hopefully AMRABAT can be wrapped up in a reasonably hasty time. And same goes for Hojlund. We need these guys in my opinion, for pre-season before it finishes, so we can, so we can work on some things and get ready for the new season. It's looking good. Jamie Robinson. Irish says, any centre-back targets? Fuming about missing out on Kim. I mean, not overly. I mean, of course, there's Axel Disasi, who is being rumoured as linked to Manchester United. 24-year-old, plays over in France. But other than that, I haven't really heard too much about links to us. Johnny Evans, other than that, there's not too much for centre-backs. But Axel Disasi is one that we are being linked to. Whether or not there's much basis for that, it's very speculative links at the moment. But other than that, it's not really a position we're prioritising right now. Obviously, the striker is the position we're prioritising, and getting another midfielder, because we're on the verge of getting rid of Fred at the very least, and hopefully Fred and McTominay. So that's the latest there. Craw, thank you for getting in here and being a member for 9 months. He's got his highlighted member comment in. 9-month member right here, Mr. Craw, everyone. Guys, get your love in the chat. Get a 9 in there for Craw. Thank you so much, Craw, for supporting this channel, for supporting this show. I do really appreciate it. Mr. Eustace, no to Axel Disaster. Fair enough. So, yes or no to Axel Disasi, guys? I mean, look, if Ten Hag wants him, I'll always go back to this. It doesn't really matter what I think or what you think, in all honesty. I mean, we all have our favourite players. I'd love Harry Kane. But if Ten Hag wants to go the Rasmus Hojlund route and get a player that he thinks is better befitting of his system, then I trust Erik Ten Hag. I trust him. I feel like we've got to let him do things his way. He's got his idea of how he wants to play, and he feels like he's identified certain players that can play that way. You look at the signings that he's made over the last season, they're all Ten Hag signings. They're not signings that somebody's come to him and said, hey, do you want this guy? We can go and get this guy. We've been scouting this guy. No, they're actually players that Ten Hag scouted, essentially, that he and his coaching staff have identified as great players, i.e. Anthony, or players that he's even coached before, or Martinez with the right mentality, or coming up against Malacia in the Dutch league when he was a manager. These sorts of signings Ten Hag has made are all Ten Hag signings. And that's what I really like about them. And they've done well by and large. So I say just trust the guy, let him go and get whoever he wants. And if he's interested in certain players, then let's be having you, We've got new updates coming in here as well. Thank you, Rushmano. Laurie Whitwell reporting that Andre Onana was so eager to join Manchester United. He wanted regular updates as the final negotiations continued for several days. Erik Ten Hag called him to give assurances about the move. Get in there, my son. I hope we see Andre Onana against Wrexham, actually, but if not, we've got Real Madrid on Thursday. Hopefully we do see his debut over the next few days. That'd be lovely to see Andre Onana playing for Manchester United. So that'd be excellent, guys. That'd be excellent. Okay, then. So I'm going to just do a quick rundown of what we discussed, and then we will get into the live chat and have a bit of a Q&A, and we'll cover any other breaking news that comes out between now and midnight as well, folks. As Rushmano says there, make sure you do subscribe to this channel. We're on here daily with the updates, so smash that subscribe button. What are we on now? Let's have a look. We are currently 38 subscribers away from 72.4k subs, so we're creeping up there, guys. So if you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That'd be awesome. And also hit the like. Rushy says we nearly got 300 likes on this channel. on this stream tonight, should I say, which is excellent, guys. Keep hitting the likes. Help us get to 300. Let's have a Bacon Brigade. Like spike. Gregory Burke's been a member for 3 months. He says, I love United. However, I hate the Glazers, mate. You're not the only one, Gregory lad. Hopefully these toe rags are gone very, very soon. Avram Glazer with his horrible rat ponytail looking skullet set up, mate. Hopefully he's gone very, very soon, lad. It's a sickening hairdo. And he makes me sick other than that as well, just with the way that he strangleholds this football club and is just a complete terrible owner. We, not just him, obviously, his brother, his family, the Glazers in general. They're a disgrace and a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing punches at them if he had the opportunity. So hopefully we can see them gone soon. We're still waiting for them to make their minds up about who to sell the football club to, whether it's Sheikh Jassim, whether it's, of course, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We don't know as of right now. Obviously, there's an exclusivity. Or, they've got to, obviously, they can't talk about it. So that's the problem there. Howard Garrix, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel, mate. We've got a new member, Howard Garrix. He's been a member for 4 months. Guys, hashtag 4 months in the chat there for Howard Garrix. Welcome in, lad. Welcome in, Howard Garrix. Thank you very much for joining and getting a part of the show here. Get in there, Howard Garrix. Good to see you again, mate. How's things? Mike Hill says we're on 300 likes as well. Beautiful, guys. Absolutely sensational stuff. Love it. Oh, interesting. Another report that's also backs up this Mohamed Kudu link. So sources have indicated that a new forward does not necessarily have to be an out-and-out number 9, hence the interest in Mohamed Kudu. I think this is more briefing from Manchester United to essentially say, hey, look, Atalanta, you're going to have to play ball with us. We're not going to pay 70 million for your guy. We're not going to pay 65 million for your guy. If you want to sell him to us, you've got to sell him to us at a reasonable price. Otherwise, we're going to get Ten Hag's buddy, Mohamed Kudu, or we're going to get Kolo Muani. There's obviously things that are being put out in the media, feelers being put out there to perhaps give Atalanta a little bit of a fright to hopefully want to go and make some decisions sooner rather than later for a reasonable price. So that's interesting. We are being linked quite heavily tonight to Mohamed Kudu. Interesting. Don't think there's much basis for that personally, because obviously he's a wide player. But at the same time, it would add depth to us. But obviously I think it's there really just to create the drama for Atalanta about Rasmus Hojlund. Okay, great stuff. So that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. Right, I'm going to do a rundown of what we discussed in the show tonight, guys. For anybody who's just getting in here. Thank you for subscribing there, Ryan Gamble. Appreciate you, bro. Get in there. You know it makes sense. Oh, yes. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Let's do a rundown of everything we've discussed, and then we will get into the Q&A. We always have a big Q&A at the end of these shows on here to see what the live chat's thinking. So as a report here from Gianluca Di Marzio says that El Bilal Touré is expected in Italy for the next few days. It will be the most expensive purchase in the club's history for Atalanta. He's a potential Hojlund replacement. So that's obviously very good. Bodes well for Manchester United for Hojlund. And Fabrizio Romano, a few hours ago, said that he understands Atalanta and Everton have offered the same amount to Almeria for El Bilal Touré. The deal is on. Negotiations will continue this week on both the player and club side. Very interesting. And then finally, another report there as well on El Bilal Touré to Atalanta. We have this, which says that Atalanta are one step away from signing reported Rasmus Hojlund replacement El Bilal Touré. Their players are confident that they will be able to reach the final agreement with him in the next few days. So that's obviously interesting. Just in regards to one of our own players here as well, Kobbie Mainoo, there was reports about other clubs being interested in taking him on loan this summer, particularly from the Championship and League One. You what? Rob Dawson from ESPN says that there are strong interests in Kobbie Mainoo from clubs in the Championship and League One to take him on loan, but the answer from Manchester United so far has been a firm no. Definitely got to keep him. Just on another United player as well, Rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga. He scores goals from everywhere. Whoa, it's Elanga. Whoa, I can feel it in the air. Whoa, it's Elanga. Whoa, do you know what? Nottingham Forest have paid £15 million, not for a player, but for the best chant in the Premier League. That's what they've done there, haven't they? And here he is. This is a new image that's just come out this evening as well, guys. Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest. He is now a Nottingham Forest player. And I'll just make that a little bit bigger so you can see. He's now a Nottingham Forest player. There he is. They're doing some photo shoot there. He's got the old Nottingham Forest guff behind him. And he's wearing the Nottingham Forest kit there, guys. Full kit wanker. And he is now a Notts Forest player. So we expected to receive about £15 million for him. £15 million for Anthony Elanga. It's a great bit of business from us, really, for somebody that's probably never going to go on and be like a good first teamer for Man United. Too many good players ahead of him. Garnacho's too good and too young to be behind Anthony Elanga on that side of the pitch. And obviously Rashford's the main guy on the left. And he's not getting in on the right side either because of Anthony, Ten Hag's golden boy, and Sancho and Pellistri and all these guys. And of course he's not getting in there at striker either. So good deal for Manchester United. £15 million generated. Excellent amount of cash to receive for a change. Usually we don't do good money. But we've actually managed to get good money for him, I think, there. Yeah, Rushmano says Pace Merchant. Nice deals to Sing Games. He's the new Tony Daly, says Rushmano. Yeah, definitely. Let's wish him all the best. He's a good lad. Nothing wrong with him, is there? He seems like a nice guy and everything. And like I say, they've spent a lot of money on getting the best chant in the Premier League. I honestly do think that's a banger. You know, if I was a Nottingham Forest fan, I would look forward to singing that. And actually, for a Nottingham Forest team, he's a good signing because he's still young and he can still develop. And even if the bad thing was to happen, which was them get relegated in the future, he can still play a good role for them in the Championship and help them get back up. And he might even sell for more money in a year or two as well, based on his performances and development over the next couple of seasons. So it's actually a very decent, shrewd signing for them as well. But we have almost, I think, squeezed as much money out of that deal as we possibly can. So great stuff there, guys. Anthony Elanga is a Nottingham Forest player, and there he is pictured as a Forest player. Nice one. Shout out to MUFC MPP on Twitter there with that photo. Okay, quick rundown of everything else we discussed. Right, it's just AMRABAT stuff, guys. Yep, AMRABAT. We are looking, obviously, to try and get the deal done for AMRABAT very, very soon. Manchester United are understood to have perhaps made a deal with Fiorentina. Alfredo Padula reports that 22 to 25 million could be the amount, with 5 million in add-ons sounding around about right in order to convince Fiorentina to sell him to us. Good deal again for Manchester United. We're awaiting final confirmation on that as well. And also Ten Hag has been in contact with Sofyan Amrabat over the last couple of days, which obviously bodes very well. And all reports suggest that Amrabat wants Manchester United. That Amrabat wants Manchester United. So here we go. Let's have a look at this. This says contacts even in the day. The player has already chosen. And MEN, Manchester Evening News, reporting this, that Manchester United reach agreement to sign Sofyan Amrabat. So that's what we're basing this on, guys. Obviously, it remains to be seen the details of this deal and finalisations. I mean, there's always ways that this can fall down. But at the moment, it does look like there's an early update for you, that we are on the verge, at the very least, of agreeing a transfer for Sofyan Amrabat. Fab tweet, the slow bastard, says Rushmano. Has he been? Yeah, there you go. He needs to pull his finger out, doesn't he? But I think he will do very soon, guys. I think it's a matter of time before Fabrizio probably confirms that we are, on the cusp of doing a deal with Fiorentina. There's not anybody standing in our way. He wants to join Manchester United. There was reports that La Liga teams were interested in him, but there was reports maybe Liverpool were interested in him and Saudi teams. But by all accounts, he's chosen Manchester United. He wants to play for us. Get in there, my son. AMRABAT, baby. Oh, yeah. Come into the club. Hopefully now get rid of Fred and McTominay. Get rid of these losers. Time to do some bits this season. Right then. I'm going to get into the live chat. That's basically the latest updates, guys. I don't think I've left anything out there. No, that's pretty much all of the stuff. And obviously, Atalanta and Hojlund, we're expecting a bid by Thursday. Let me get that up on the screen, actually, so you can see what I mean. We're expecting a bid by Thursday. Atalanta expect an official bid from Manchester United by Thursday, says Alfredo Padula. And so we're hoping that that's the case. Also, Sky Sports reporting basically the same as well, that we should be expecting a bid in the next few days from Manchester United to Atalanta, and that is, that is nearly guaranteed, really. Nearly guaranteed that we will submit a bid by then. So by Thursday there. Hang on a second. Sorry. This is what I need to show you, actually, guys. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing. So I've got all these different things set up here, guys. Bear with me. So this is from Sky Sports. Sky Sports say this. They say Manchester United are expected to formalise their interest in Rasmus Hojlund in the coming days following positive talks with Atalanta. So hopefully the negotiations have been taking place and we've got a good verbal idea that they may accept an offer for us and we'll put a bid in within the next couple of days. There we go. That's basically the latest news then, guys. I'm going to get into the live chat and see what you legends got to say about anything we've discussed tonight, i.e. AMRABAT, cheeky bit of Sofyan action, Rasmus Hojlund obviously, and anything else we could talk about as well. Kolo Muani, Mohamed Kudu, Zion Suzuki, etc. Let's be having you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this stream tonight. It's been an absolute banger already. Appreciate you all getting in. Make sure you do smash that like button on this stream. I'm just going to go over to Twitter, actually, and shout out everyone who's given us a cheeky little retweet, because it does help the stream out, and you can follow us on Twitter at Flying Pig United, Instagram as well, all those places. So please do give us a cheeky little retweet on Twitter if you want. I'll give you a shout out right now. So let me just click that, go to Twitter and check out who's given us a share. Thank you to the 16 legends that have retweeted the show. Shout out to Aaron Homeyard, transfers_UTD, Berberspin9, Kieran, Boomy, Luan France, John Boy Cat, Sin Games, CZ Bam, Stephen Braun, Mark Goddard, Maisie, Richard Wisterpeck, Mr. Sims, Rugmuncher 007, and Feline Fur. Get in there, you legends. Thank you so much, every single one of you guys and girls there, for giving us a share. It does really help the channel out. Nice one. Okay, then. Time to get into the Q&A. Much love to you all. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's get your comments up on the screen here. Sabitzer close to joining Dortmund. Yeah, Lucky Singh. So isn't it 19 million euros? We went over that earlier in the afternoon show, so that's been agreed. Yeah, we don't really need him right now. He's a bit injury prone. We've just signed Mount. He's a decent player. If we were to get rid of Scott McTominay and Fred and Donny maybe, then I'd say, yeah, he could have probably been a good acquisition for us. But at this moment in time, a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit expensive. Fabrizio just tweeted as he rushed Mano. Okay, so he's also just said, alert, Atalanta, exclusive Atalanta interested in El Bilal Torres, new striker in case Hojlund or Duvan Zapata will leave the club this summer. And he's just retweeted that with a little alert sign. So that's quite interesting. He has literally just tweeted about the replacement potentially for Rasmus Hojlund. That's very interesting also. And then a few minutes ago, he's also said, Atalanta have reached an agreement in principle. Oh, here we go. Look, there it is. It's not here we go, sorry. But, as in, but let's get that up on the screen. Thank you, Rushmano, for keeping us up to date. So all sorts of information coming out here, guys. Let's have a look at this one as well. So another good report coming out tonight. And that is this. Atalanta have reached an agreement in principle with Almeria for El Bilal Torre, likely to be Hojlund's replacement. Final bid tonight, 27 million euros plus 3 million euros in add-ons accepted. Everton haven't sent a new bid at this stage. Interesting. Ibra Kone, close to Almeria, as revealed yesterday. Brilliant stuff, guys. That's excellent. What a great update there. So, looks like they're signing their replacement for Rasmus Hojlund right now. Come on! Get in there, my son! Let's be having you! That's really good, guys. That means that Rasmus Hojlund could be happening sooner rather than later. We just got to hope that United can agree that fee with Atalanta soon. Who cares about the cash, really? Obviously, I want us to spend 50 or 60 million euros. Not any more than that, but I don't really care about the cash, to be honest. It's not my money. I just want to get this guy in for Ten Hag so we can have a striker and have a number 9 and do some raw things this season. Come on, United! The good times are coming back. So that's great news anyway. That's fantastic news. Kolomuani's going to Bayern now. Here says must play. Interesting. Case later says Kane won't be sold to another Premier League club. Unlikely. I mean, again, if you were to pay them a good premium to sell them to them, then maybe. So Spurs have sold quite a lot of players over the years. Big players. And they'd rather sell them abroad, like Gareth Bale, for instance. But we have even Manchester United. It's a different time now, obviously. But Man United even got a few of them, like Dimitar Berbatov and Michael Carrick and people like that. So it's possible, but things have changed. And you're absolutely right that Spurs would not want to sell them to us because it's a rival in the Premier League. They'd much rather see him go abroad to Bayern or PSG because obviously then they're rid of him, aren't they? They're rid of him then. So I completely agree with you. It would take more money than what it would take Bayern to buy him from Spurs, I think. We'd probably have to spend over £100 million on him, whereas they might get him for a little bit less than that. But they are expected to be tabling another bid for him very soon. Maybe Man United are just holding off, waiting. We might try and go for Harry Kane. Still unlikely, and obviously Ten Hag's guy that he's got his sights set on is Rasmus Hojlund. Big up there, Dominique Mwale. Welcome in the stream. Get in there. Remster says, how are you so excited about players you've never heard of until this summer, says Remstar Music. Well, I'm guessing you're not really a football guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing you're not really a football guy. You know, obviously, if you do watch football, if you follow internationals, you see all these players, you see them regularly. If you watch the World Cup, you would have seen these players, you know. I don't know, really. I personally watch quite a bit of football. And also, even if you haven't seen anybody, for instance, you can still get an excitement from them because, let's be honest, if you do a bit of research, if you look at some of their statistics, if you look at some of their performances, if you look at what fellow, you know, players or professionals or coaches and people say about these players, obviously it does bode well. And if any player is linked to Manchester United, let's be real, there is a reason that they are linked. It's because they're obviously a very good player. So when Man United have their sights on someone, like, for instance, you're saying Rasmus Hojlund. I watched Rasmus Hojlund play for Denmark a bunch of times, and he's pretty awesome looking for a young lad. He's obviously got great physicality, he's super tall and strong and quick, and he just needs to add this sort of facet to his game of scoring a lot of goals. But from a potential young player's point of view, he's very far and very advanced, which is exciting. Now, I don't sit down and watch Atalanta every single week. Of course not. Barely seen him play ever. Maybe a couple of games in the Champions League last year, etc. But, you know, over the course of the last year or two, the hype has been building about Rasmus Hojlund. The hype is there. You know, you could say the same about Erling Haaland. We heard about Erling Haaland when he was at Molde, scoring a shit ton of goals over there. You could have said, oh, who is this Ghostbusters 2 looking painting melting? He won't amount to anything. How can you get excited about him? But the hype was there. There's hype for a reason on a lot of these young players, you know. So, fair comment, but you know, that's how these people are discovered. They've got to start somewhere. They've got to be discovered somewhere, don't they? You've been an AMRABAT fan for 20 years, says Madhouse. Oh, dear. Get in there, right? Nice one. I'm good, thank you, Joseph Agbodu. How are you getting on? Exactly. This is a football channel, says Must Play. Why not? Why can't we be excited about an unknown players? People can't be happy anymore, I guess. But they're not unknown players, though. They're actually not unknown players. Fair enough, like Zion Suzuki is basically unknown, you know. He might play for Japan, but I've never seen him play. I've only heard things about him. But Zion Suzuki's kind of like a player who's like a £5 million backup. That's why I'm excited about him, because he's just a one for the future. He's a speculation. The same was, we were talking about the same sort of player a couple of years ago by the name of Moises Caicedo. Nobody knew who he was at the time. And obviously he was doing really good stuff, standing out in his international side. And we were talking about him on the channel a long time ago. And you could have got him for £5 million. Now look at him. Now everybody wants Moises Caicedo. Now he's worth £80 million. You know, so you got to come from somewhere. Rushmana says 325 likes. That is awesome, guys. Thank you very much, everybody, for hitting that like button. That is beautiful stuff. Keep the likes coming. And smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We are going up in subscribers a little bit recently, so help us out. We're on 72,369, 31 away from 72.4k. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, everyone. Rasmus Hojlund, probably 60 million euros. AMRABAT, probably 30 million euros. Around about there. Obviously, we've got to agree those deals with both of those clubs first. I do rate AMRABAT Jaheim Matthew. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think he's the sort of player that is going to be good to come in and replace Casemiro as and when needed, to be that player who sort of spreads the play and deep line play makes for us, as a deep line playmaker for us. But he can also go and play alongside Casemiro and be, you know, more of a creative player, who's somebody that, you know, he can defend, but he can also, he's more, I think, a technical passer, which is what Manchester United are lacking a little bit when you look at players like Fred and McTominay. They're not the best technical passers. So I think Ten Hag's looking for technical players to come in, and he's also somebody that can deputise for Cassie and deputise for Bruno, etc. So reasonable sign in that one. As I've said before, I don't think he's coming in to dislodge any of those guys, but he will come and bring competition to that midfield, but he'll also bring cover. Like when we do need to give a rest to one of those aforementioned players, Mount, Bruno or Cassie, we can call upon AMRABAT. So I think he is a very exciting player to come in and play for us, and he's technical. Thoughts on the Onana deal? Great signing, really, DG Army lad. Great signing. Let's hope so. I mean, obviously, time will tell on that one. It's a fair amount of money, but it's probably around about the right amount of money for the guy. He's 27, coming to the best years of his career. Ten Hag wanted him. Ten Hag's worked with him in the past. That's good enough for me. Ten Hag obviously knows what he gets from this guy. Amrabat's something different. We tried to go for big players and failed, says Must Play. You think he's good, says Jaheem Matthew. Thank you very much, Mush Mano, says subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much indeed. Hit the subscribe. Amrabat plus Casemiro plus Mainu equals 97 million euros. Declan Rice plus Partey equals 180 million euros. Mate, there you go. Exactly. And we got the better of them the other day. With what was the midfield we started the other day? It was Mainu. Was it Bruno and Mount? Was it the midfield? I don't know, but we definitely got the better of Arsenal's midfield the other day. We won that game in midfield, essentially. So you're right. I mean, we've already got a good basis to build on. If we add Amrabat to that, we should be looking pretty dangerous. And Kobe Mainu is definitely one for the future, isn't he? Onana, what's his name? Shouts as a great shout, right? Matty Smith, that is a fantastic shout. DJ Disco Dave says, are the Glazers thinking of staying pig? This transfer window is not like them. Buying our respect, maybe. It's a bit of a concern, isn't it? I wasn't expecting them to do much business while they're still here. It is a bit of a concern, I'll give you that much. God knows. Surely they've got big tabled offers. They're just taking their time to make the right decision, I suppose. I mean, if you believe the media, what's happening at the moment is there's some Glazers that want to stay and most of the Glazer family want to go. But because there's that conflict of interest there, it's not easy to reach a conclusion at the moment. So we'll see. But, I mean, hopefully they do sell. I mean, you could be right, though. They could be trying to butter us up, have a big window, and just say, look, what you want about, guys? We give you what you want, and stay. But I really hope that's not the case. Samakonda says, Wan-Bissaka clear of Dalot to start this season. Definitely agree with you. Thank you for being a member 6 months. Let's get a #6. Definitely agree with you, Samakonda. 100%, lad. But Dalot's still a good option for us to have. He brings you something different, doesn't he? He's a good player, and he will be utilised throughout the season as well. They both did well last season. Dalot started this season for us strong, and Wan-Bissaka finished the season for us strong. Sing Games says, must messing with Twitter. Non-blue tick, people not showing. #tags in blue. Do you know what, Sing Games? What's he thinking with this whole Twitter X thing going on there? So what I like about Twitter is, it was that birdie thing was iconic, right? And it was a birdie. It was a blue birdie because birds tweet. What significance is an X? Do you know what I mean? He's like changing it to some sort of porn social media or something. What significance is an X, bud? I don't understand. I think it was way better before with the little blue birdie, mate. What's he thinking? Guys, what do you reckon? Do you reckon Twitter's better with the X or the birdie? Let us know. But in my opinion, he's having a nightmare. What's he doing? Spent 40 billion on Twitter and he's ruining it. It's an absolute shambles. Yes, we did indeed. We beat Arsenal twice in one night. Get in there. Wan-Bissaka is definitely the first choice right back at this moment. Couldn't agree more. He's definitely ahead of Dalot right now. Absolutely agreed. Right, let's read a bunch more comments out then, peeps. I think you've broken my live chat here, guys. I don't know. I think you've actually broken the live chat. Amrabat there when Cassie gets red card, says Les Comerford. Yes, absolutely. So true. Live from Sierra Leone. Hey, welcome in from Sierra Leone, Super 7. Where are all you guys tuning in from? Let us know. Love to hear it. SpaceX. Oh, yeah, Sing Games. That's a good shout. Yeah, I didn't think about that. So the SpaceX link. I'm surprised he didn't change it to like a Tesla coil or something. Wan-Bissaka Ballon d'Or, says Mr. U. We are sourcing, says Jamie. Casemiro is clear of both. Who's actually next big? Well, Rasmus Hojlund or Amrabat. Either of those two, isn't it, who we're going to sign? Probably Amrabat, but it looks like Atalanta have got their replacement now, Albalao Torre. So who knows? Could be Rasmus. It's one of those guys soon. Probably both in the next 10 days, if with any luck. Chat was broken, so Sing Games. It was stuck there for a second, wasn't it? Is this close to Howard Hughes? Kate Slater. 333 likes. Great turnout tonight, guys. We got Czech Republic in the house and Finland. Ontario, Canada. Come on. Get in there. Austin, Texas in the house. Southwest England. Slurp King says, my comment disappeared. Weird. Yep, Amrabat. Absolutely. So Amrabat could be the first signing to come in. Greetings from the Caribbean. MBAPPE worth 300 million. That's pocket change. Farron Wan-Bissaka. Bahrain in the house. France. Jamaica. Get in there. Kansas in the gaff. Hull. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing there, Vince Horn. Appreciate you, Vince. Thank you very much for getting in there and hitting the subscribe button. If you guys are new like Vince Horn, make sure you do hit the subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon just to give you the idea of the sort of latest schedule of this channel. So we're going to try and do streams every day around about 3 p.m. just to get into all of the day's news. Obviously, we jump on when there's breaking stuff that's of high importance, but we do the 3 p.m. streams in the afternoon to cover all the day's goings on, so you can bet your bottom dollar around about that time in the afternoon we'll be on. So come and join us then. Also, in the evening around about 10 p.m, we like to do late shows because as you've seen during this show today, there's often a heck of a lot of information that comes out before midnight. You know, between the hours of 10 and 12, there's a lot of transfer dealings that get reported on social media and stuff. So we like to jump on around about this time and talk about it. Bird of Twitter is iconic. I know, it's strange, isn't it, that they got rid of that? Trinidad in the house, get in there. Nigeria, one love. Love it on your catchy. Lovely stuff. Barcelona, says Adrian. Lovely. We've got Derry and Norfolk in the house. Beautiful. Thank you, Rushy. Zendata says, hello, Pig. Excited to see Onana this season. Yeah, 100% now. Oh, you know, it's going to be a good season. I am excited for it, especially if we do actually get a striker very soon. Thank you, Slurp King. Thank you, Danny B. Yeah, we got the breaking news for you tonight as well. That's it. You know, it's we got the finger on the pulse. I want to just give a special shout out to my transfer guru, Rushmano, whose Twitter account is transfers_UTD on Twitter. He puts great updates and info on there, and he's got his fingers in many transfer pies. And he's got some great sources and stuff like that. So I get a lot of information from Rushmano. He's an absolute don and a big supporter of this channel as well. So shout out to him. Check his Twitter out. Transfers_UTD. Rajon, get in there, my son. Anya Kachu. Love it. From Nigeria with love. Manchester, says Mike Hill. Dublin. Hopefully one day the Canaries. Ah, yeah, the Canaries are nice. I love a bit of the Canary Islands, Dad. Isle of Wight, massive in the house. Yeah, go for it, Cadet. Absolutely. Go and watch those AMRABAT highlights of him spraying the ball around, lad. Yeah, come on. Hopefully. Yep, good to go on your catchy. All right, I'm going to stick around for another few minutes, guys, and get a few more of your comments read out. It's been a fantastic evening show. And do hit the likes, do hit the subscribe, all that stuff. Click the bell icon. And I will read a few more comments out. We've still got hundreds of people in here, so let's be having you. Thank you very much for the super chat, AML. He says, Pig, you're going to have to buy a United shirt that fits you, lad. You could fit 3 people in those old shirts. AML, thank you, bro. Yeah, well, I have lost quite a lot of weight there. So it's funny, actually. My brother sent me a picture last night from myself and his son from 1 year ago when we went out for a walk. And the change, he said, what a difference a year makes. And the change is mental, actually. It is pretty mental. Like, back then I weighed 8 stone more. So just in July 2022, I was 22.5 stone, 22 stone 7, which I don't know, what's that in pounds? It's like 280 pounds is 20. So 300 and, it's like 315 pounds or somewhere around about that. Pretty hefty individual. And this summer, now I'm 14 stone 11-ish. So I've lost nearly 8 stone, a few more pounds to go. So yeah, thank you, AML. Those shirts definitely are too big for me now, lad. But you know, I rock them. I make the baggy look good. Do you know what I'm saying? Thank you, K Slater. Get in there, Sing Games. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Steve Wild. Same as you, says Dead Rebel. Nice. Lean Pork, says Primot. Thank you, Leanne Reeson. 8 stones unreal, says AML. Spooky Gore, what's going on with you, you legendess? How are you doing tonight? Get in there. You love the show. Thank you, Mike Hill. It's great to have you in here. Thank you for being a member. And honestly, the community, what I like to say separates us from some of the other channels that do this sort of thing is the community. You know, we do try and get everybody involved here. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to super chat. You don't have to do any of that stuff. We try and get everybody involved. Obviously, there's the occasional dickhead that turns up who we sack off. But most of the time, everybody who happens to find themselves in this community is actually mostly a legend. Mostly pretty nice people, if you ask me. We've got something going on here for sure. DJ Disco Dave says, does the Guru Rushman have the lottery numbers for this weekend? Unfortunately not. Zane Super Chats, where is Zane? He's gone into hiding after that Arsenal fixture. Pure Muscular Store, Pig, says Dead Rebel. Hi, Pig, sorry not on all the time. No worries, Two-Tone. Good to see you, though. How have you been, mate? Get in there, my son. Come on. Thank you, Rushy. Super turnout tonight. Absolutely, lad. Great community, says Nick Stevenson. Yeah, Asam Fairy, it'd be nice to get that deal done, wouldn't it? Thank you, Sing Games. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. I'm 6'2", so, you know, I'll never be like 10. I'll never be like really light. But it's just about trying to... It's a health reason as well, really. Health reasons. Big up there, Dominique Moale. On your catch, you let's go. Get in there. You are always here, Bell691, actually. Fair play to you, my son. Thank you, Arcadian54. West should give us the 40 million for Scotty. It would be nice, wouldn't it? We could get maybe 25 million at the least, though. Thank you very much, Adam Ferry. Adam Hanif says, I'm the pig now. Hey, Nut, good to see you, mate. What's going on? He says, going to Switzerland in 6 hours. Good times. He's flying a Zurich, this man. Awesome, Nut. Have a great time there. Get me a Toblerone, would you? Cheers, dude. Enjoy the Swiss chocolate. They know a thing or two about chocolate over there, don't they? Working like a dog, says Two-Tone. Bayinda being mentioned as possibly as a backup keeper from final. That's interesting. That's quite an interesting one. I'm lighter than you, Adam. I had a Hanif. Mental. Zamiassi, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Here he is. Zamiassi says, Pig, swarm the Mission Impossible. You will need Ethan Hunt when you come to the MS. Fair enough. Well, we'll get Ethan Hunt and you can get Simon Pegg, mate, because you're a comedy of errors, lad. You know what I'm saying? Get in there, my son. You've got red on you. Zamiassi, fair play to you, lad. Ethan Hunt. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm from, Zane, Ethan Hunt's Cockney rhyming slang. For you, sir. Oh! No, get in there, Zamiassi. Thank you very much for your super chat there. Ethan Hunt, I like it. Good one, bud. What do I think of the United away kit? It's shite, bud. I hate it. Newcastle / Plymouth Argyle Guff vibes. What a terrible kit. Don't know what they're thinking by having that. I honestly do think it's pretty bad. Don't like it. Zayn in the bin. Thank you, Dominique Moale. No worries. Tom Cruise the GOAT. I mean, I don't usually mind the the Mission Impossible movies. They're all right. I do find Tom Cruise a little bit on the wooden side of things, though, sometimes, you know. But he's all right. New away kit's terrible, says Matthew Smith. I think so, United we stand. I think so. Please do watch this video back for all the latest updates on Rasmus, but we're expected to bid by Thursday. How long it could take beyond that depends on Atalanta, depends on United and the agreements. Third kit's okay. Looks a bit like a Liverpool kit, though, don't you think, Adam? It looks cool, says Stoic Savage. Fair play. Top 3 worst away kits. I'm with you. Worst kit in 2 decades. I'm with you, guys. I think it's very poor. Away kit's bad, says Must Play. I'll leave a grow on us, but I fear not. Not a fan of the away kit. I like the brilliant white away kits. Yeah. So, I like the ones from 2 seasons ago. Would be nice. Hate the crest on the 3rd. Zane, a.k.a. Isaac Hunt. Hey, Tactician Tom, it's my brother Tom. He says, I'm going live Sunday night, my guy. So Tactician Tom's going to watch the Dortmund game over there in Las Vegas. And we're going to get him on this stream. We're doing a watch along for the game, obviously. We're going to try and get him on this stream to talk to us before the game and maybe even at halftime and maybe even after the game as well. So Tactician Tom's going to going to Las Vegas to watch the Dortmund game, which will be great. Hopefully we see a really good lineup on that game as well. Get in there, my son. Have a great time. Vegas, baby. White away, blue 3rd. Away kit's guff, says Vutinator. Worst kit was the zebra print. Are you serious, Wemster? I love that one, bro. That's like my favourite one. Are you serious? I love that zebra print one. That's epic. I'd have that every single year if it was down to me. Away kit 6.65. You like the away kits as a Cape Cadet? I'll tell you what, the zebra one, though, actually did completely grow on me. I didn't like it to begin with. But actually, now it's my favourite. You'll be absolutely legless too, says Tactician Tom. At least it ain't worse. At least it's been highlighted like a Arsenal's kit. That's awful, mate. That is absolutely disgusting, isn't it? Away kit's sad. Back sack the designer. Dual stream, says Bo691. Would you call this the best transfer window in a decade? Not yet, Disco Dave. Not yet, bud, no. Last season, if you think about it, was quite good. Even the season before, where we got like Sancho and Ronaldo and Varane on paper was good. So let's see what continues. We've got to continue. If we sign Hojlund, if we sign Amrabat, and if we do something beyond that, then it could well be up there. But at the moment, it's not quite there. It's not quite there yet. We have got another super chat from YouViewed. Thank you, YouViewed. He says, let's hope that the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin can smash out them deals like Lando Norris smashed Max Verstappen's trophy. Oh, hell yeah. And that's the bottom line, because Eric Ten Hag said so. YouViewed, thank you so much for that super chat. Let's get some love in the chat there for him. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for the super chat, YouViewed. I love it. Oh, thank you, the Drevel. Appreciate that, bud. Thank you so much. God bless you, mate. Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, United, we said I'm waiting for a CT scan, bud. I'm still waiting for it. The NHS is slow as you like. We'll find out after that, hopefully. But I'm feeling a bit better, actually, recently. Just from dieting, Jeff Bezos, lad, literally 2,200 calories a day for a year. I'm doing a little bit of walking a while ago, but I haven't done any exercise for a long time. Just from calorie-controlled diet, mate. How's it going? Is AMRABAT coming then? Yes, it looks good, mate. It looks good. I mean, we can't say definitively right now, but there are lots of reports to say that the deal has been, agreed. Like you see here, MEN reporting that Man United reached agreement to sign Sofyan Amrabat. And so there could well be confirmation of that perhaps tomorrow, or from other outlets, where there's a few different outlets reporting that we have agreed a deal. So yeah, that seems to have been deleted, whatever you sent me there, Rushy. Anyway, nice one, thanks for all the updates. Shout out to the main man, Rushy. Have you seen the Man United third kit this season? It's fucking nice. Kate Cadet, I have seen it, yeah. So it's not got the badge, it's got the devil. I have seen it, but it just reminds me of like the old, the filthy Liverpool kit, lad. It looks like a Liverpool kit, don't you think? Smash a one if you think it's got Liverpool vibes, guys. It's just something about it. Maybe because it looks like a bit like that liver bird shite or something from a distance without the Man United badge. And like the colour of it, it does kind of look like a Liverpool kit of days gone by. It's nice though. It's alright. But it does look Liverpool-esque, which I don't like. It looks like the second kit we've got, the away kit's a Newcastle kit, and the third kit's a Liverpool kit. What's that all about? I can't wait for next season when the Glazers are finally gone and we've got the old green and gold quarters. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now, that is a true United kit right there. That's what I'm looking forward to. And we've got to go with that once the Glazers are gone. Yes, says Sin Games. It does. It looks like a Liverpool kit. You haven't seen it. Oh, yeah, it's all right, but it does look Liverpool-esque. You're going to love it, says Stoic Savage. It's good, though, says Adam Hanif. Right, you got a couple more minutes, folks. Get your last comments in. Looks fresh, says Chloe. Adidas and Nike are going far too far on 80s trend with all the club's kits. There you go. Looks absolutely horrid, says Jay. Looks fucking like Liverpool kit. Reminds me of the white kit when Van Persie signed. Do you reckon, Jamie Robertson? Fair play. Well, a lot of people disagree with you, including me. I think it does look like a Liverpool kit. That was my first thought when Liverpool signed Berger, says Slurp King. Has a great colour magic. If Glazers sell, I might buy all 3 shirts. Yeah, fair play to you, lad. Well, I'll buy 2 of them. I won't be buying that Newcastle United inspired one. A liver bird. It's a duck they have as their crest. A shitty duck. Look shit, says Football Factory. Green and gold will be class, says Stoic Savage. Blue third kit. Yeah, that would be nice as well. Zayn Miyasi with another super chat here. Thank you, Zayn Miyasi, getting in here with a super chat of justice. Thank you, Zayn. Appreciate you. He says, why didn't Arsenal United go for Zaha? What film studio would you want to sponsor your club? Kit. I want Lucasfilm. You are odd, mate. Right, I want Amblin Entertainment, mate. Amblin Entertainment. Steven Spielberg vibes, mate. E.T. vibes. Phone home. That's who I'd have, mate. Amblin Entertainment. No real reason. I don't know, actually. What a weird fucking question, mate. What a weird question. Touchstone Pictures. You know what I mean? What a bizarre question, mate. I don't know. I think maybe DreamWorks, actually. DreamWorks, Dad, because teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I'm saying? Come on, United! In regards to why didn't Arsenal United go for Zaha, personally think it's because he's pretty bang average. He probably would be good enough for Arsenal, but United are making new strides. He is actually a decent player, is he? He's a decent player. But we don't really need a wide player like that. Yeah, you could play him up forward, I suppose, but he's not clinical enough, not good enough. He's just not good enough, mate. No, that's the reality there. Maybe for Arsenal, probably good enough for Arsenal, but we're aiming a bit higher than Wilfried Zaha these days, lad. We're aiming a little bit higher. So unlucky. You should go. You should have gone in for him, though. Yeah, you should have gone in for him. But he's not good enough for us, lad. You've had a few beers. Oh, the Trooper, welcome in, mate. I'm having a great night. MGM, Twisted Pictures, glazes out. 358 likes. That's awesome, guys. Thank you, everyone, for dropping that like button. Keep hitting the likes if you haven't done. Hammer Horror with the Glazers still there. That's a great comment as well. Qatar Productions. Thank you, the Trooper. Love you too, man. Green and gold was amazing. Strange comment though. I love it. Hang on. What's James Cameron's? Surely you would want James Cameron's. What's James Cameron's movie production company called? Surely that's who you would want, Zane. Never mind this Lucasfilm guff. You've got a semi on for James Cameron, lad, and everyone knows it. I'm surprised about that. What's James Cameron's production company called? I don't know. Arsenal should go Disney. Little Mermaids. Oh, nice one. Zayn secretly loves this, a stoic savage. Zayn loves it. He loves getting in here raw. Why can't clubs put up 5 kit prototypes on their website that the fans can vote for? That is a great idea, actually, Dead Rebel. Yeah, you know, that's even more. They should put like 50 designs out. Let's have a design competition. Let the fans design them. And then, you know, everyone has a vote and it's a majority vote and you give money to whoever wins the designer award. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Dark Castle Entertainment, says Larry Haas. Ocean Gate, oh my goodness. I love you, Piggy, says Jassy Singh. United have scouted Elite last season, says Rushmano. Oh, it's Disney with Avatar. Oh, okay. Well, that's perfect for you, Zane. That's the reason you didn't say it. Disney's perfect for Arsenal, boss. You know what I'm saying? That's perfect, lad. It fits you down to the ground. You know why? Because you're the biggest Mickey Mouse outfit going, my son. That's right. And you're goofy as well. Yeah, that's right, my friend. Yeah, Disney makes a heck of a lot of sense for Arsenal sponsor. I do remember that Matthew Smith Sega Dreamcast vibes. Avatar's pants like Arsenal. Fleshlight Productions. Have you watched From Paps Kane Can't Leave Tottenham Town? Says Stephen. I don't. It sounds boring though. Lightstorm Entertainment. Oh, that's the one, is it? Yeah, nice one, nice one. There you go, Duncan Bleefo. Definitely not Kingslayer. Definitely not. Anyway, guys, right, okay. Well, I think we're basically coming to the end of this now. We're starting to talk absolute nonsense. Oh, wait, Rushmano says we've got an update. Let's see what this update is. Interesting. And another report says Man United and Chelsea won't explore a deal for Kylian Mbappe any further. As we said earlier, we're just priced out the deal. Plus, there's just very little realism anyway behind that deal because of the amount of money you'd have to pay him weekly. It's just an update coming about Kylian Mbappe that United and Chelsea will not explore Kylian Mbappe further. So, yeah, absolutely. I think the path is clear for him to go to Saudi Arabia. Nobody's going to give PSG £269 million or £259 million, which is what Al Hilal are proposing. And obviously nobody's going to give him the wages that they're capable of giving him either. So Kylian Mbappe would be crazy not to go for the money when it's that much money. And very unlikely any other club is going to even rival them. Zamiassi says, Piggy, if I organised it safely, would you do a watch long on Down the Titanic in a sub? Give your head a wobble, son. Is that supposed to be funny, is it, Zamiassi, lad? People just recently died. You know what I mean? They've been squidged up into the size of a baseball, mate. And you're making jokes about it, yeah? What? You're a disgrace, lad. Now listen to me, Zamiassi. You listen to me now. Take a good old listen here. Now, if you pay me a significant exorbitant amount of money, and you and James Cameron escort me in James Cameron's own personal sub, then I will go and do it. Otherwise, I will not be doing it, my friend. I won't be going with no Ocean Gate people leading the expedition. No, has to be you and James Cameron, mate. There you go. Okay, has to be you and James. That's the only way. It's the only way that I'm going. Okay. But to answer your question, yes, I would, Zane. Yes, I would, mate. Yes, I would. As long as you pay for it, pay me lots of money, and you yourself come along with James Cameron. That's the only way it's going to happen. Thank you, the Stretford end. He says, good answer. He's a disgrace and a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing punches at him. Lee Charles Ferguson, mate. Up for work. Oh, no way. You're up for work already. Bloody hell, mate. Have a great day there, Lee. Thank you for getting in, bro. Pig versus the Sea. Aquaman as the tour guide. Not in a million years. Understand science and pressure. There you go. Well, you know, James Cameron seems to know what he's doing. He went down there a lot of times. That didn't go down well, says Matthew Smith. Make it happen, Zane, says AML. Anyway, I'm not going down on no. That actually sounds like one of the worst experiences known to man. I don't even understand why anybody would want to do that. I get it, you want to look at the Titanic. I think there's something really morbid about that anyway. It's a gravesite. I wouldn't even want to go and look at the Titanic. I've seen it on film. That's good enough for me. You know what I mean? Some big iron ship down there, loads of barnacles growing on and stuff. Who needs to go and see that in person? I don't need to see that in the flesh. Plus also, why would you... I can't think of a more horrible, claustrophobic, scary place than being at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean in a fucking tiny little bloody bubble made of whatever it's made of. You know? And worrying any sound you hear that it's going to bloody completely squish itself from the pressure. Absolutely not interested in that. That is like one of the worst scenarios to be in, I think. Not into that. What's this? Let's have a look. We've got another update's just come out, guys. Wait a second. Oh, Fabrizio Romano. Check this out, guys. More updates have come out. Let's get into the news here. Boom, chickadee chanker. Almost done and dusted situation, folks. Let's have a look at this. So you can see now, here it is. This is a new tweet from Fabrizio this evening, guys. It says, Atalanta are completing the El Bilal Touré deal tonight to sign on Tuesday. Here we go soon. More details after late night bid. €28 fixed fee plus €3 million in add-ons, 15% sell-on clause to Almeria. Long-term deal to Touré. Medical this week. Come on, my son. This is great news, guys. This is great news. It speeds up. It expedites the whole Rasmus Hojlund deal to United. It really does. If they're already going out there and buying this replacement super quick, what does that mean? It's a hint, guys. It's a blatant clue. It's a clue. It's a blatant clue that maybe Man United could be getting this Hojlund deal done reasonably quick because this guy is obviously a Hojlund replacement. So that's fantastic. Get in there, my son. Hojlund on his way. Jamie thinks Hojlund's definitely coming. Could well be, mate. Could well be. That's fantastic news, guys. Get in there, you beauty. Big news. Welcome, Hojlund, says Rashmano. On the verge of it. Welcome to the United Pig. Get in there, the trooper. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, El Bilal Touré. So he's a club record fee for Atalanta. The clues in the questions, Stephanie. Breaking news is epic time, mate. You're making mockery of Sky Sports. Thank you very much, DJ Disco Dave. Well, it's I've got to give a lot of credit to the main man, Rashmano, as I say. He's the one keeping me in the loop while I'm live. Obviously, can't look for new stuff as it comes out too much when I'm streaming live here. There's a lot to keep on top of, but that's why we have the transfer guru, Rashmano, here. Once again, check out transfers_UTD on Twitter for the Legends Twitter there. What, PSG just outbid us and signed Hojlund with the MBAPPE money? Good point. That's also a possibility, Cake. But apparently he wants to join Manchester United. He's already agreed personal terms with Manchester United. He could have his head turned, though, for the right amount of money. But the Premier League and Man United is just blatantly better than PSG and League One, isn't it? It just is. So it would take a big, big offer from PSG, which they might be willing to do. They may well be willing to do that. But you make a good point. It's still not 100% done at all. We've actually got to agree the money with Atalanta as well. But it's getting closer with news like that. It's definitely getting closer. I am going to be live at that time. Yep, man. No different host. It's going to be me, bro. Absolutely going to be me. Yeah, spending the Hojlund money. Definitely, Rashmano. Get in there. So we are definitely going to go live. It's actually, so it's Wednesday morning, which is just over 24 hours from now. So in 27 and a half hours, we will be live. So it's after midnight tomorrow night on the Tuesday night, but it's Wednesday morning UK time at 3:30 a.m. That's when the game is on. Hey, Adewale, get in there, my son. He passed this driving test. That's from all the Baker Brigade giving you good luck there, my friend. He says, Piggy, I passed my driving test. I'm so happy, mate. That's awesome. Adewale, congratulations, mate. You won't know yourself, mate. Watch out on the roads, everybody. Adewale's about. Beep, beep. He's about, my friend. Watch out. Thank you, Adewale, for being a member 4 months. It's after midnight, so in 27 hours it is. 27 hours from now, Adewale. So glad I'm not Hojlund, because I would definitely go to PSG for the money, and then Saudi League. You need a villa. Late night pig stream. You'll be there. Nice, Jay. Nice. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to watch that with me because they got work the next day, and it's literally on at the worst possible time. It's on at 3:30 a.m. But we will be doing a watch along for it anyway. And if you're around, please do come and join us. We'll be on. You're not staying up. I don't blame you, Ryan. Yes, congrats to Adewale. Guys, who's staying up to watch it? Let's just get a little show of hands. Smash a 1 in the chat if you're going to be up to watch that Wrexham game. Smash a 2 if you're definitely not getting up. Or you definitely won't be awake for that. Let us know. The Cake Cadet, thank you for the super chat, mate. Come on. He says, if the Glazers sell, I'm going to buy a United shirt with Cat Slater #1 on the back, Joe. Cat Slater #1. It's got to say schlag at the bottom. It's got to say Cat Slater #1 schlag. That's what it's got to say. Because Cat Slater's not just a little bit of a slag. She became a complete and total slag. You know what I mean? Thank you, Cake Cadet, for the super chat there, bud. Oh, you are a randomer lad. Okay, lots of ones coming in the live chat. saying you'll be there. Nice one, the Hoot Man. Quite a few twos. I understand it. It's a crazy time. Thank you, AML, as well. Get in there. Yes, lad. Hey, we've got a new member, Studio SBA. Thank you so much, Studio, for becoming a member of the channel. Let's go. New member of the Bacon Brigade. Thank you, Studio SBA, for becoming a Bacon Brigadier. That is excellent. Appreciate you loads. Thank you so much, guys. Get your favourite emoji in there to welcome in Studio SBA. He's already been a member before. He's re-upped his membership there, so thank you so much for becoming a new member again, mate. Get in there, my son. Definitely. Thank you, Dominique Mwale. Got a $5 if you mow my parents' lawn for me, so you're doing it right. Depends where it is, lad. If it's round the corner, I'll do it. Amrabat's class as Sergeant Singh. Definitely. Great signing for us if we can get him over the line. Absolutely. Definitely. Cat Slater with the leopard print. Yeah, that's it. Get a leopard print shirt. 370 likes. Guys, can we get 400 likes on this stream? Smash that like button if you haven't already. I am actually going to have to pretty much wrap this stream up now, guys. But it's been great having all the updates come in late night. That's a big update right there, guys, on Atalanta obviously signing El Bilal Toure. Looks like they're trying to rush that deal through. Perhaps because they know that obviously they're trying to sell Rasmus Hojlund sooner rather than later and that he'll be gone soon. So that's really big news that's come out tonight. Great to be on here for when that sort of news drops. We've had a lot of good updates tonight. Once again, thank you to Rushmano for keeping us in the loop. I'm going to have to wrap it up because I've been on here for over 2 hours now, and that's just obscene. So I will wrap it up now, guys. But thank you all for getting in here. Great show. Make sure you do smash that like on this video before you go. Drop a like on it. Also, hit the subscribe button if it's your first time on the stream. Make sure you smash that subscribe. That's the red one that says subscribe. And also click the bell icon next to that. That will give you a notification when we post and go live. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok and Twitch at Flying Pig United. And that way you'll also be kept in the loop with what's going on. Thank you everybody in the chat. Danny B, nice one mate, appreciate you for that. Nick Stevenson, Luan France as well. He says, for the guys who can't get in the watch along, please drop a like on the stream. It's already uploaded. Oh, that's a great comment. Let me get the link for the stream. That's a great comment, Luan. Thank you, Luan. Absolutely. Let me get you the link. That'll give us a head start, actually. Go over and give us a smash a like on the... Yeah, that's right. I've already set it up. So you can go over there and give it a cheeky little thumbs up, even if you can't watch it. Great comment there from Luan France. Thank you, Luan, helping us out big time there. Nice one. Right, yeah, let me get you the link for the Wrexham game for the watch-along. We've already got 19 likes on it. That's epic. So please do go over there and smash the old like on it. That way, that'll help us out and boost us up on the algorithm, probably. There it is right there, guys. So I'll pin it to the top of the chat. That's at the end of this stream. Please do go over there and smash the like on the watch along. Cheers, Rushmana. Have a great night, mate. Yeah, good shout, Primo. I'm going to do something like that, my friend. Absolutely. Cheers, Dead Revel, AML, Disco Dave, K and Joey, Rajat the Vootinator, Ruthless Sausage, Piggy. So the game is 3 or 4. 3:30 a.m. kickoff. J United, K Slater, United we stand. Hey, Ted Zavala, thank you for being a member for 42 months, mate. He says, I will be at the Man United versus Wrexham match in San Diego, dude. Mate, that's class. Ted Zavala, mate, enjoy it. It should be a cracking game, really. We should batter them, hopefully. You know, they're League 2 fodder, mate. So we should definitely batter them. But who knows? We'll probably put the kids out. But I reckon that's going to be a great game, mate. Enjoy it. Thank you, Ted, for being a member for all that time. 42 months is immense. What a legend. Thank you, Ted Zavala, one of the OGs, one of the absolute OGs, Ted Zavala. Enjoy the game, mate. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day out. That is quality. Enjoy it. Thank you, Kate Cadet. Thank you, Bud. Thank you, Superfat Frank, Adewale, Rajat, everyone, Ruthless Sausage, Jonathan Borg, MH, Ruthless, Larry. Get in there, you legends. The Hoop Man, Boomy. We got another super chat at the end here. He says, just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Nice, mate. Great stuff. Studio SBA, I like that one, bud. Get in there. What's that? Al Pacino vibes, isn't it? Hey, thank you so much, Studio SBA. Come on, you beauty. That's lovely. Thank you for the super chat, mate. Thank you to everyone for the super chat. Thank you to all the new members. Thank you for everyone getting your thoughts and opinions in here. Thank you, Boomy. Thank you, everyone. Yes, lads. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. I am going to wrap this up. As we said, please do go over and smash a cheeky little like on the watch along. There's the link for it. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Go and smash the like on the watch along. I'll see you later on. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon around about 3 p.m. with the latest Man United news of the day. And also we do these evening shows around about 10 p.m. most nights as well and cover all the latest breaking news. So make sure you come back tomorrow night as well, about 10 o'clock. and we'll be on here giving you the latest updates. Thanks for watching, guys. Great chat as always, great banter. Thank you, Arcadian. Thank you, AML, Mike Jones, Cake, Jay, Kingslayer, everybody, all the moderators, all the members of the channel. Thanks for supporting the channel. And everyone else, follow the website, flyingpigunited.com. Check out the links in the description to check out the social media accounts, Flying Pig United on all social medias. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all those places, all the links in the description. Have a great night, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, going in there raw with the latest Man United news. Come on. See you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's it from me. God bless you. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, come on, Rasmus Hojlund. Come on, Sofian Amrabat. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.